are live. Hello, everyone. Oh, fuck. There's double music playing. No. Okay, there we go. You may unmute.
Everything good now?
Yeah. Welcome.
Oh, I don't think the mic picked up when I went
Welcome to the first official Dungeon for the Masters podcast.
Wow.
Yes.
Wrong dungeon master.
Or as like other people like to call it, Dungeons and Daddies, but that's besides the point.
No,
God,
Tyler, that's just you with your simple characters.
Shut up.
Anyway.
But no.
What this will be, essentially, is, I came up with this podcast idea years ago, this is a podcast essentially meant for DMs and players alike to give them all sorts of useful help, all kinds of tips and tricks to help better your D&D experience and knowledge in a concise way that is easy to digest and understand. And I know I'm probably explaining it horribly, but that's what I'm going with. And
D&D simplified.
yeah, and the subject of today, if the both of you are watching the screen, is we're going to make a character. We're going to teach you guys how to make a D&D character.
Oh boy! Our favorite website, Mythweavers!
Yes,
I don't think we're sponsored, though.
No. We are using Mythweavers, which is the site that I usually default to. Most people probably don't know of Mythweavers or don't really use it all that much, at least not that I know of. Most people use the official D&D website for their stuff, which sort of fills it out for you. But I actually...
D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond, thank you. Or I think people also use OrcPub, if I'm remembering it correctly. But I prefer, and also you can do this on pen and paper, of course, but I prefer to use Mythweavers because it just gives you the sheet and you can fill the entire thing out yourself. So it's 100% customizable to whatever you need. And so we'll just go and create a new sheet. We're going to be doing things in 5e because that's what we know. Now,
That's all we know.
the first thing you'll know is that we need a name for the character. And before we can even think about a name, what we need is, what do we want this character to be? Does anyone have any suggestions they want to throw out on the table?
For names or what the character's gonna be?
Well, before we even start working on the character, we've got to have a goal in mind for what we want out of the character. Not in terms of class or race. What do we want in terms of a concept?
A concept. Well,
Meme board.
Meme board. I mean, it could range from anything like a warrior, or maybe a valuable knight, or someone who's a master of the arcane. It could range between all those sorts of things.
Right, okay.
Or an absolute crackhead, or thug, or criminal. My favorites.
Let's set some parameters to sort of narrow down our sights so that, like, because obviously when you go into any D&D game, your DM has these parameters of this world that they've done, or maybe they're running a specific module. So I will describe a small scene from which your character begins, and from there we'll build the character up that way. Okay. So, recently, several of what seem to be cultists were about to sacrifice many children to an unknown god. Thankfully, they were rescued by a nomad, who freed them all and took them to a town of which none of them have ever seen. A place with many floating structures, almost as if gravity didn't exist at all. You
I know this one.
are one of these children. So what is this child going to be?
Well, if they were kidnapped by cultists, they wouldn't probably be very well-known families. So probably something, maybe one of them could be like a rogue.
That's
if you think
that's good. But now let me add on this caveat, since you mentioned that, because I completely forgot it. These children are all either apprentices, either an apprentice of, or they are an actual child of a noble hero from times past.
Ah, barbarian.
Barbarian.
Or you can go with something that's very simple, or I believe would be simple would be something of a fighter. Because if a child was rescued, they would be a lot more, I believe, humble and kind, especially if they were raised by a person who had said kindness. So probably a lot of serenity. So something along the lines of a fighter, or maybe a monk.
Okay.
Or a druid. That's a good one.
We still need a name.
Wiggle Jiggle.
Oh my! We're not doing Wiggle Jiggle.
Oh, come on.
Name.
Praise
name.
me, Wiggle Jiggle.
Carthus.
Carthus? Okay.
Well, that's a dope name.
Alright, hang on. I got an idea. We're gonna combine your two ideas. Carthus J. Wiggle.
I love it. I love it.
Fine. I'm fine with this.
Alright,
I
so
win,
now,
Tyler.
now that the sheet is made, what we're gonna do is we'll go into it. And from here, we've given a completely blank sheet that we get to fill out. Obviously, since the name is the one thing we have right now, cut this J Wiggle. Next,
You better
we
be
want
an NPC.
Next, we want to figure out a class or a race. Now, this is purely based on our preference. You can go for something that's like, you know, something that'll mesh well with your class or whatever sort of ideals you jive with that the race jives with as well. But because of how open-ended D&D is, you can quite literally be anything you want, especially with what Tasha's Cauldron recently came out with.
So you could be, well, let's do a really funny combination. A kobold monk.
Oh god. Alright.
I played off
A
of Kobold Monk.
warforged druid. My personal favorite, a fire genasi pirate. Not air, not water, but fire.
What do you think, Tyler?
Well, when it comes to race or class, just think about, like, I like to refer to a lot of, media, like how they portray fantasy, like Lord of the Rings, or you have your typical elves, your dwarves, you have all these other exotic and or magical races. And then when you think of, like, of ye old past, you think of, well, warriors, you think of wizards, masters of the arcane, or hell, if you want to beat someone up with your fists alone, which is awesome, by the way, it's, well, you can literally think of any sort of play style or how you want your character to interact. So what I usually like to do is think of the race first, and then think, okay, what does this boy like doing?
Yeah, and with the things that Anita prattled off just a moment ago, I think I've got an idea for our boy Carthus here. So what if we go with the Druid Warforged, but he was raised by kobold monks?
I love it. But one thing about character creation with races and classes is you don't have to maximize your stats to make it the best of the best. You can do wacky and weird combinations.
Yeah,
you can be a changeling barbarian. You can be a tabaxi fighter. You could be a fucking... What was one of the things that I've seen? Oh yes, a dragonborn ranger.
Yeah, no, you can literally be anything you want. Like,
and don't let people bully you.
A good example of one that I've seen that completely defied everything was this person who was a traveling performer, but also a monk. She did not have the best dex stat. She dumped everything into charisma, because why would she need something like, say, strength, when what she does is performing and making people happy? You don't have to adhere to what your class recommends.
Yeah. And like one of our friends, they usually play a fighter, but they are a dex fighter most of the time, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And she's not here right now to get all flustered about me saying she's awesome, so let it be known to anyone who watches this. My friends are awesome and they can't fight me on this.
Alright.
Tyler, if you fight me on this, I will kill your character in my campaign.
Motherfucker, no.
I am not a motherfucker.
I will kill your character. Don't even start
If
it.
you touch my non-binary child... Oh, sorry.
Speak of the devil, Anita. That very person you were just talking about is in the chat right now.
Oh, shit. Hi.
Get child on.
Hey, my dude. I totally was not... Ah, shit. Hi, Galaxy. You can't argue with me. Your characters are awesome.
Yeah. Anyway, so, moving on now. The next thing we want to do in this sheet, now that we figured out who and what we are, is rolling for stats. Now, you can do this one of two ways. If you have a dice bot, you can just use that. Or if you want to go old-fashioned, you can use dice, which I have a giant fucking dice box, a bowl of sorts, which I will use to roll. Would you guys remind me how to roll with dice?
It's a very simple way. The most standard way to roll stats is rolling a 4d6 and dropping the lowest. Great example of this. Let's say you roll a 4, 3, a 2, and a 1. That means that you drop the 1, and you keep the 4, the 3, and the 2. And whatever those 3 numbers are, is that primary stat.
Alright, got my 4 d6. Let's see what we roll. Oh! Holy shit, that's pretty good. So we rolled a 5, a 4, a 3, and a 1.
Hang on, let me get my calculator to do the math.
But because we rolled
Also,
a 1,
another
we
tip.
get to roll that. So we roll that again,
Oh.
and it's a 5 now, so we drop the 3.
5 plus 5
We got
plus,
14
what's the other one?
for our first stat.
Ah, yes, 14, a good number.
Hang on, let's write these down. I'll write them down in rules.
And just a note, there are many ways to get your stats in D&D. There's point buy,
Yeah.
there's standard array.
We can't forget the other ones. Standard array is what my fiance Chad likes to use. And point buy, I don't think any of us have ever really used that all that much.
Point buy
But-
is quite simple to explain. All stats start off with 8. You have 37 points to use, and you can choose where you want to put those points in the each stat.
Basically, point buy is how you min-max.
Exactly.
So that's if you want to do min-maxing. But obviously, for any of these methods, you usually have to ask your DM. Sometimes they might be iffy on point buy. Most of them are fine with standard array, and 90% of the time they're going to have you do hero rolling, which is what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And our second... Oh shit, that one. Oh, fuck, that
There
one.
goes your dice.
Hey, this roll might be bad, because so far, except for the one that fell, we've got a 6 and 2 1s.
This is what a dice tray is for.
My dice tray sucks.
Well, get a new one.
No.
Yes.
Where did the dice go?
The otter is being stubborn.
Of course he is. Look at the friend group. Most of us are stubborn.
Where
So
did
an
it
otter,
go?
a turtle, and a fox walk into a room.
My cat screamed.
Wait, am I
at
the
me.
turtle?
don't
I
know
thought
where
I was
the
a
dice
dragon.
went.
I
Aw.
don't know. You switch between turtle, an owl, or a dragon. So
Found it.
I have particular favorites. If I'm feeling lazy, I'm a turtle. If I'm feeling wise, I'm an owl. If I'm
Okay.
feeling particularly ferocious, I'm a motherfucking dragon!
Because the dice landed flat on the 4, we rolled a 3, so our shit's not looking great right
1,
now.
3, and 6.
Okay.
So that's a 10!
No, okay, let's re-roll the... We'll re-roll the 2 ones.
Ah.
We rolled a 2 and a 1! Fuck!
That's an 11.
So yeah, it's a 6, a 3, and a 2.
horrible.
It's not the worst, but god damn it.
At least it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
an actual 6.
I would have cried. I've fucking had people, like, roll, like, actual, like, 4s before, and it was sad.
Oh, my phone's right there. I'm goddamn blind.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
where's my phone? Where's my... Hi,
This
Dad.
one's better. We got 2 4s and a 3 and a 1, which I'm re-rolling. Oh, 4! So drop the 3. 4, 4, 4. That's a 16. Right? No, I'm wrong. That's a 12. We got 12.
I was about to say, Otto, what is your math?
My brain adds numbers to things where they shouldn't be. And our next stat, we're up to stat number 4 now. Oh god. We got
I'm gonna be right back, guys. You take care of the stat boring stuff. I gotta go
Alright.
put away dinner real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay, so we rolled a 6 and a 4. We got 2 1s, re-rolling them both. Ooh, a 5 and a 3. So 15. That's pretty good. We've got a well-rounded little boy here. Okay, stat number 5. Oh god. 5, 3, 2, and a 1. It's still a 1. We got another 11. You are a very average little man, aren't you? And by the way, when you are rolling stats, you get to roll 7 of them technically, so you can replace one of your lowest ones. Whoop! God damn it, I dropped another one. Oh, it landed on a 5!
And I guess this also should be stated. Not all DMs are the same. So we run things differently compared to all the other DMs. So though we are following by majority rule, we each table is going to be different.
Yeah, this one's turning out to be good already. So we got a 5, a 5, and a 4, dropping a 3. So that's 14. And that's our 6 stats. But we get to roll 1 more just to see if we get a chance for something higher. That one fell out of my hand. That's a 6. Good start. Ooh, we got double 6s, Tyler.
Oh shit.
And a 4 adding on to that. That's, ooh, we got a 16. That means one of these 11s gets to go bye-bye. Okay, so not bad. We rolled a 14, 11, 12, 15, 14, 16. That's
actually not bad at all.
So we have rolled our stats. Gotta put my dice bowl away. Ah, I'm hitting everything. I'm sorry. But now that that's been done and we've rolled our stats, we can plug them in wherever we like. Now, most people, like, depending on their class, will put it in where it is suggested. Like, for druids, it's suggested you put it in, like, intelligence and wisdom, because one of those is their casting modifiers. And we can get into that in a minute. But what I suggest doing, and this is what I always do, is I always put the stats where I feel that those characters have their strengths. So, for example, since we are doing a Warforged, I feel as though his charisma is really, really bad. So we're gonna put an 11 in there.
And if he was raised by monks, maybe more towards from a forest or a temple, a monastery.
Let's keep in mind kobold monks, so they're extremely into the shiny.
Well, yes. So you probably are going to be looking towards low to average intelligence, but I
So-
believe that his wisdom is going to
His
be
wisdom
amazing.
is going to be really good. His intelligence ain't great either, so we'll slap the 12 in there. And his wisdom is where the high stat will go, so he gets the 16 there.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey.
Still doing stats?
Yeah, and I'd say, since he's a warforged made of metal and all that, Constitution would be very high as well, so we'd put the 15 there. And that just leaves the 2 14s, which we get to put into Dexterity and Strength. Which, like, this guy has we rolled some really decent stats. We did pretty well.
He looks pretty balanced.
He's a good boy. So now, what we look into next, before we even touch Druid, is we're going to look into the race and plug in all of the things that it mentions. So, we'll start with our ability score increases. Our Constitution goes up by 2, and one other ability score of our choice goes up by 1. So, our Constitution gets raised up by 2. That puts us at a 17. And one score of our choice gets to be thrown up by 1. So, we have, let's see, does it? One other ability score. So, this could be fiddled with a bit. Like, if you talk to your DM about it, I'm sure they'll let you raise the same score. Some may say no. I'd personally say yes, because I like having even numbers on my board, and I think you guys will agree. So, we have...
Oh yeah, I
Those are
prefer.
much nicer than odd numbers.
Yeah, we have 2 options here.
You
We can
know,
either raise
Odds are
the...
sus.
We can raise the 11 or 17, bump either of those up to a +1 or 4, or we can raise one of the other stats. Oh, we got a question in the chat. Question. What if all my squad is trapped in a bathroom and one locked in a toilet
Oh, god
stall?
damn it!
I don't get it.
Oh no! God damn it, no!
I think what it's called is find the strongest one, use him as a battering ram, and throw him at the door.
Oh.
That's what I do anyways.
Yeah, just get someone's head stuck up someone else's ass.
Yeah.
Use him as a damn battery ram.
But,
Oh,
so...
but Otto,
Hmm.
as we're actually putting in these points, should we also answer, well, what do all these mean? I mean, some things could be
Yes.
more straightforward than others,
So
but
we'll answer
I
them.
mean, hell.
We'll go down from top to bottom and we'll answer all these. Strength is very self-explanatory. It's your muscles. Can you lift? Are you able to push or shove things? Can you pick up creatures bigger than yourself? Can you pull a cart? Like that kind of stuff. It's very strength is the most straightforward one of them all. Would you shush?
Dex is a pretty fun one, though. It decides whether or not you're a klutzy idiot. Which means my Dex stat is low as fuck.
Hell yeah. Actually, you two explain the stats a bit more in detail. I need to feed the cats real quick.
Alright. Alright,
Yeah,
you go
so-
feed the little monsters.
So,
Tyler, you want to explain con?
yeah, sure, I can definitely explain Constitution.
Let's just switch off, make it easier. So you don't explain everything.
Constitution is how healthy your character is, or how strong their immune system can possibly be. This also allocates to your HP or your health. So, are you going to be able to pass that really poisonous snake that bit you? Or are you going to be able to eat that really suspicious looking apple that's on the table, which obviously looks poisoned? Yes, because you have good constitution.
And with intelligence, intelligence is the big brain. Smarts, the thing that you use when you're trying to figure out math problems. Or, you know, with this stuff, you got history and religion, all that. It's all book smarts. So, if you want to, like, figure out an answer to the riddle, you get, if your intelligence is high enough, you can figure it out. Or if you have a low intelligence, you go, ha ha, brain empty. No thoughts, head empty.
Head empty, get brain go burr.
Smashy, smashy, rock, brain go burr.
And then you have good old wisdom. Now, wisdom is a little bit harder to explain. Basically, it's being able to solve problems by past experience.
I'm back. Which one are you guys
Or-
on?
Wisdom.
Okay. You got through that quick.
We are very good at simplifying things. I've had to simplify the stats very simply for a lot of people, and I
Fair
said
enough.
simple too many times.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to explain wisdom,
Okay.
which is different than intelligence.
Yeah.
Wisdom is being able to solve a problem by past experience, or simply being able to have patience and tolerance with certain things, such as if you can refer back to not nature, but survival skills, medicine.
Yeah. Or a good example of this is like, if your character is naive, they would not be wise. They would not have a lot of wisdom. Or a good way to differentiate intelligence from wisdom is intelligence is more book smarts. Wisdom is street smarts.
Hey,
Exactly.
I literally said book smart. Also, that leaves us to charisma. Charisma is basically
Very good
You're a
point,
smooth
Galaxy.
talker.
in
you
the chat.
know your words, English, being able to convince people to do things or being able to lie your way out of uncomfortable situations. Or performance where you can show how good you are at, well, a few things.
Charisma is definitely a more performance-based stat. Like, have you ever just seen that one guy that just, like, has made you melt and, like, or woman, has just made you melt with their silky smooth, buttery voice, their domineering tone, just everything that made you want to, like, I want fuck? That's what charisma is.
Or it's also good with lying. That's my favorite use for
It's
charisma.
also-
It's to lie.
It's for lying as well as being intimidating. Because charisma
Oh
is
yeah,
a lot
being
of
the big
factors.
scary.
Yeah, you don't even have to be a big person to be scary. If you've got it, like, say, if your character has the voice or the body language or even just, like, knows how to brandish their weapons in just the right way, they can be terrifying.
Yeah. Though, honestly, my other favorite use for charisma is when we have to roll performance for some things.
Okay.
But no. But if you need an even more simpler explanation, I like the tomato explanation. Strength is how hard you can throw the tomato. Dexterity is how fast you can dodge the tomato. Constitution is if you can actually stomach the really rotted tomato you just ate. Intelligence is knowing that
Tyler died.
Oh no, he died!
Tyler died. Oh,
and
there's Tyler.
charisma is
You cut out when you
convincing
were-
people.
You cut out when you were talking about intelligence.
Fuck. Intelligence is knowing that the tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put tomato in a fruit salad, and the charisma is telling other people to put tomatoes in a fruit salad.
And convincing them to do it.
Exactly.
That is a good
That
way
is
of
the
showing it.
Yeah.
A good, simple way. But now that we've explained all of these stats, back to where are we going to put that one extra point that we have?
Well, I believe.
Because there are a couple things we can do with it. We can increase one of the two odd stats we have, or we can put it somewhere else, but if we do that, we're going to have 3 permanently odd stats no matter what we do.
I believe we should, because he's not going to be the greatest talker regardless. So if he's going to be a really healthy boy,
More con?
especially being more constitution.
More con. And now, we've bumped that up to a pure +4. This is a big boy right here. So now, we'll move on to the next part of our racial features. Now, the age and alignment are more so aesthetic-y things. So we'll move on to... Oh, they added size modifiers here now? That's nice.
Oh.
They've always had that.
That's the first
Oh,
time
I
I've
didn't
seen
know
it.
that.
But our size is medium. Now, sometimes, at least in my games, I always say that is a suggestion because I am of the belief that most races can be any size between large or small. Because I have a size small dragonborn and I love her.
And, you know, playing the short characters is another one of our friends' specialty.
Yeah.
Hey.
So how
What?
how this specific size modifier works, because you're gonna need to know about these, because a lot of races do have these, is when we roll a 2d6, we take 5 feet plus 10 inches and add the number we rolled. And when we're doing the weight, we take that 270 plus 4 multiplied by, again, the number we rolled. So for this one, we'll use the dice bot we have. Now, we use Avray. We used to use Sidekick, but it died a couple months ago. So now we use Avray. So...
But Avray sucks ass, by the way.
Yeah, it does. This is why you should use your own dice.
Yeah, no, we
But
really
if you
hate
can't afford
Avray.
it, use a dice roller online. Roll
Yeah, actually,
20's
no.
got a good dice roller.
Actually, speaking of dice roller, I believe there's a dice roller right in Google. Yes, there is.
Yes,
Yeah, there is.
Google is
So you know what?
friendly, folks.
We'll use the Google dice roller. So we need to roll 2d6. Bop bop.
4.
Our boy's gonna be so short. Roll the goddamn 4.
He's gonna be short like you, Otto.
This is barely over 6 feet. Now, because we are taking some liberties with this, and to show you that you really can just customize them however you want, we're gonna take away that plus 10 inches, and this boy is gonna be 5'4".
Oh, short. That's weight. Otto, don't type in the weight area
Don't
for height.
look
What
at
is
me.
what? I am looking at you.
I was redeeming the
respectfully.
hydrate.
Ah, yes, the hydrate so you don't dehydrate.
Exactly. So now, 270 plus 4 times your size modifier. So 4 times 4, that's 8. So 278 is our weight. Wait, no, wait, no. 4 times 4, that's 16. Don't look at me. So,
Respectfully looking at you.
so it's 286. Is that right? That's right.
Yes.
Okay. And let's have a look back at the Warforged age. Warforged typically between 2 and 30 years old. The maximum lifespan of Warforged remains a mystery. So far, Warforged have shown no signs of deterioration due to age. You are immune to magical aging effects. I'm only going to stretch one arm because the other one's still hurting from the no-no vaccine.
Yeah, I know, but I need to make sure you're stretching.
Of course.
But
But
basically, age is also just based how old your character is.
Yeah.
For a Warforged, you could literally be a day old and because you were just
be fully
created
conscious.
and be fully conscious. And since they don't really deteriorate, that means that they could essentially live forever unless they're deactivated.
But for the sake of the argument, because this is still a child character, he's 5.
Which is okay.
And,
And because
here's
I
one
keep
thing
using
you
he
never
pronouns,
say.
this is a little boy.
This is one thing you will never say when it comes to character age. Age is just a number. Do not say that.
Never say that.
Because that's
Especially-
how you get stabbed.
That's how you get killed. Age is
That's
not
how you
just a
get
number.
stabbed in a very uncomfortable place.
I mean, if age is...
Also-
Look, all I'm saying, if age is just a number, then jail is just a room.
Hey.
Also, another thing
well,
that
that's
should
only
be
if you get caught.
Exactly.
I
No.
really think this really should be said to the people out there. So, other races do have varying lifespans
Yeah,
and different
hang on,
maturity
we'll pull up an
rates.
example real quick.
Yeah. So,
Dragonborns. Oh, wait.
yeah, so-
goblins too.
races have different maturity rates and
That's the wrong
lifespans.
goblin.
Dragonborns are a great example of this because, technically speaking, or are you doing goblin?
I'm trying to find the... Is this... Because I know
Is
there's a
it-
goblin... Haha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goblins reach adulthood at 8. And they only live
live
to
up
60.
60 years. So
Dragonborns reach physical maturity at like the
No.
age of 14.
At least in my games, and in some of your guys' games as well, I know that most of us do this where we set it to like any race that does this shit where it's questionable, we set it to the normal human lifespan, or at least a little bit, so they reach maturity at like 18 because we feel uncomfortable. Now your DM might not do this and that's fine. Just like, keep that in mind.
Yeah. You gotta make sure players and DM are comfortable. If someone's uncomfortable, it's not gonna be fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bad time. Sorry.
God damn it!
God has nothing to do with this.
No, he's staying within 1,000 fucking mile.
I put a restraining order on God. He is not allowed within 1,000 miles away from. It's not within 1,000 miles from me. I don't like God. He's scary.
Right, then. Now that we've gotten our age and size out of the way, now pretty much 90% of D&D races have a speed of 30. You might get lucky and they might be slightly faster, or something from their class will give them a faster speed. Like, example, if you played a monk, later down in your line, you will gain like 10 plus in movement speed, and later on, even later levels, you'll get another 10.
Monks go super speed.
Monks are really fast.
At one rare occasion, it actually might decrease because the Aarakocra, they only have a 25 walking speed, but in return for that, they have a 50 flying speed.
Yeah, and there are some races who have wings and can go fucking Neom.
Or some who have fins and they can swim like Neom.
Yeah. But aside from that, we're getting into all of the Warforged traits. So our first one, constructed resilience. You were created to have remarkable fortitude, represented by the following benefits. You have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. You have resistance to poison damage. You do not need to eat, drink, or breathe. You are immune to disease. You don't need to sleep. And magic can't put you to sleep.
So no one can cast sleep on you.
No one can touch you. Ever.
Well, they can touch you, just not with magic.
No.
No one will be able to Bill Cosby you. It's fine.
So where you want to put something like this is in your features and traits so you can remember it. I usually put a title above it, something like this, so that I can remember that these are my race traits.
You could be like me and just copy and paste everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, copy and paste is your friend.
But we're gonna go over each one individually so that we can fully understand them. Next is Sentry's Rest. When you take a long rest, you must spend at least 6 hours in an inactive, motionless state rather than sleeping. In this state, you appear inert, but it doesn't render you unconscious, and you can see and hear as normal. So basically, what that means
play
is
Warforged soon.
What that means is you're pretty much in a trance, and you're still aware of all of your surroundings, no matter what. Now, there are some other races that have this, like elves and whatnot, and it can be extremely useful in certain situations when you're camping out for the night in a dangerous location.
I want to be a robot so I can do the robot voice. I have voice mod for a reason.
Oh, I forgot that there were also variants for the Warforged.
Oh, yes.
But we can go over those in a minute. We're just going with the base Warforged. So we'll grab that as well. Drag it into our character sheet.
Sorry, I just love this guy's name.
Karthus J. Wiggle. Alright, and the next one, integrated protection. Your body is built in defensive layers which can be enhanced with armor. You gain a +1 bonus to armor class. You don only armor with which you have proficiency. To don armor, you must incorporate it into your body over the course of 1 hour, during which you must remain in contact with the armor. To doff armor, you must spend 1 hour removing it. You can rest while donning and doffing armor in this way. While you live, Your armor can't be removed from your body against your will. You see, I didn't know that about Warforged, so it's pretty good. If you're proficient in heavy armor, you can just kind of stick that on you and no one can take it off. But it mentioned something that we haven't discussed yet, which is armor class. Now, basically what armor class is, this is how protected you are. Like, are you going to get hit today or nah? And how it works in combat encounters is the enemy will roll a die to try and hit your AC. If they roll the exact number of your AC or higher, you get hit. If they roll anything below, they miss.
So something you can put it as when the DM is describing it is you don't have to make it seem like the bad guy is missing wildly. You can also have it just like they bounce off you with no effect. That is something you can do to make it seem a lot more cooler.
Yeah, and even cooler.
Seem like the armor is doing its job and not like a magical force field.
Or even cooler situations, you can spin it like your character reacted in time as what they would. Like, say, for our Warforged, for example, someone maybe tries to swing their sword at him. He reacts in record time by grabbing the hilt and just tossing it over to the left with the guy still attached to it.
Yeah. Just be fun about it. Don't be the boring, oh, he misses. Because that can get boring after a while.
Yeah, it can only do, like, so much. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't mean you can't do it ever, but kind of sparse it out a bit.
Yeah. Add some spice, add some variety.
Get exciting, get Matt Mercer on their asses.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with taking inspiration from Matt Mercer. I know a lot of people in the community say, no, don't be like Matt Mercer.
Or not even like,
but it's good to take inspiration.
There's two types of dungeon masters that I look up to, and they DM very differently. There's Matt Mercer, who is the god of everything D&D, because he's a literal encyclopedia of everything D&D, except for like maybe 2 spells.
Like the biggest nerd ever.
And then there is the McElroy brothers, who do the Adventure Zone. And their style of doing things is a lot more memey and fun, but they still get serious when they need to. And I really love that DMing style.
And here's another one of my favorite DMs. It's this dude called Josh Scorcher, or the Fiery Joker. He's been doing D&D shit for the Brony analysis community for several years, and he's one of the reasons why I'm wanting to get into DMing.
Another one
cool story stuff
that I just remembered, I haven't seen any of his DMing as of late, but I have seen his D&D content, and he's very good. He got really big on TikTok for a while. He has a YouTube channel called One Shot Questers. It's really good. The stuff he does
yeah, I know that dude!
Yeah, no, he's wonderful. Another good inspiration to look up to. And if you're looking for another just, like, fun D&D kind of campaign to show you, like... And this is a good one that because it shows you proper D&D etiquette and like how to act for your DM. There is a campaign for a current charity event called Bards for Bards. It's one of my favorite artists is participating in it, and it's really, really good. Let me go find it real quick.
Oh snap! Tyler went poof.
Oh.
But also another good one is the dude that does Fantasy High. You know that dude?
Yes, Fantasy High is good as well.
Yes, that guy does good DMing. There's a lot of good DMs to take inspiration from.
Absolutely.
Don't feel guilty for taking inspiration from other people's work. That makes sense? I think that makes some sense.
This.
Oh.
If I can.
Yeah.
If I can get to the actual thing. Here. This campaign shows you really good D&D etiquette and the kind of things you should follow when playing a D&D game. So,
Who's in this one?
And this one is, Walter Mellons.
Huh.
Oh no, wait, that's the name of the character. Yeah, ABD illustrates, Binwitch illustration, Ananies, Rainbow Snow 44, Jennifer Lucy Budd, and Valdezar.
Ah, I have no idea who any of those people are.
I only know one of them, but like this is I'll send it in my Discord server.
Obviously.
And
But
if any of y'all
I think
want
there's
to join in on my Discord to see what this is, just
There's another
give me
DM
that
I'm
one.
thinking
There
of.
it
He
goes.
did some D&D stuff for a while back with fuck. I think it was a Curse of Strahd campaign. It had Nate Wants to Battle in it. One of my friends was really obsessed with it, but I remember watching a few episodes and learning some DMing tips from them too.
But yeah,
Chris something.
you want a good D&D campaign for good D&D etiquette, I do suggest watching this. It's a short campaign. So far, they've only released about 5 episodes. But what is there is good.
And another good DM to take inspiration from is Otto over here.
Hi. I have my own
He
D&D content, thank you.
He does his own D&D stuff, and I've been his player for a bit, and he's really good about it. He and Chad do great balanced encounters. They do great stories. They always have fun. They have great characters. Meme lords, yes, but they know when to get serious. They are awesome people to take inspiration from.
The first official campaign I ever did, I made my players cry.
Which one was that one?
The furry one.
Yeah, I was not part of that
You
one.
weren't a
but,
part
you know.
of that. It is up on my channel if people want to fucking see that. But okay. Next is our next Warforged trait is specialized design. We gain 1 skill proficiency and tool proficiency of our choice. Now, what proficiencies are is all these little checkboxes below each of our stats. These are skills that we can choose to be proficient in, and if we are proficient in them, we add this little thing called a proficiency bonus.
Lost
to
that
the
sign.
skill.
That is the best proficiency bonus I have ever seen.
Shut up. But we will add that to... So how this works is, based on your modifier, you will roll a d20 plus a 2 if you're rolling for strength. But say if you're proficient in athletics, you would add a 4 based on your proficiency bonus at the time. Since we're level 1, we're only adding a plus 2.
Proficiencies are very useful.
They are indeed
They
very
are-
useful.
They are very useful, and, you know, one of my favorite proficiencies to have is perception. So I don't get jumped in an alleyway.
Perception is always a good thing to have. But
And also insight is useful.
for once, I don't feel like this is a character who would have proficiency in perception.
Oh, no, he would not. He would be more...
I feel like he's a very calm, well-mannered boy.
Yes.
If anything, based on what he was raised in, I'd either bargain for nature, religion, or animal handling. Because if they were raised in a monastery, it might be more nature-centric.
Well, you could do animal handling, but you also gotta make sure, you also gotta see what other proficiencies you have. That's what I typically do, is I make sure
That is...
if I'm gonna pick a proficiency, I'm gonna pick something I don't already have an option to pick.
So we'll
If
put...
it's something of any kind.
At least for this part, we'll put it off to the side for now. And our last
And also,
thing...
we forgot to do background thingy.
No, yeah, we'll do that in a second. We're gonna get to that.
Yeah.
First off, we need to put down our languages. Because this is a Warforged, all we know is common.
Beep boop, beep boop. Can we know binary?
Yeah, we'll speak to people in binary.
Beep boop, beep, beep beep, boop boop. 10001111.
God. No, you want to see something that's even harder to read than fucking binary?
What? Oh no.
Look at
Oh
that!
no. Oh no.
Look at that! That's Russian cursive! What the fuck?
Oh no.
Like, how? How?
Is that what the doctors sign their name in?
I don't know. anyway, aside from that jargon,
Dying.
you good?
I hurt my throat doing those noises. How does Chad do them so well?
He's practiced. Anyway, now
I'm
that
just gonna
we
chug my 2-liter of Dr. Pepper.
now
It's
that
fine.
we've picked that out, we're going to go grab a background of some sort. Now, when it comes to backgrounds, we're just gonna stay with base stuff here.
Yes.
Now, the site that we all like to, not this one. This is the wrong one.
It was
Not
D&D
5e
Wiki,
tools.
wasn't it?
Yes, right here. We use D&D. That's the wrong D&D wiki.
No, we need the other one.
We need to go with this one. It was wiki.dot.
Yeah, the D&D Wiki's for the place for the homebrew shit.
Yeah, D&D wiki is for homebrew stuff. D&D 5e
This-
on wiki.dot is what we suggest to use for finding all base stuff. Now, another site which you saw briefly is 5e tools. It also has everything you need, but it's a bit harder to navigate.
I cannot understand that website.
Wiki.dot is a lot easier to navigate and use. So
Yes.
we're going to background.
It is for the people who struggle.
Now,
He'd be an acolyte, wouldn't he?
probably, but we're going to have a look through them just to make sure. So we've got all these backgrounds as well as setting specific ones. We're going to ignore those. And we're just going to look at these. Because these are
A
the
lot of
typical
these are
ones you
cool.
see. So we have, of course, there was the acolyte, like Anita just mentioned, anthropologist, archaeologist, charlatan, city watch, clan crafter, cloistered scholar, courtier, criminal, entertainer, faceless, faction agent, far traveler, folk hero, gladiator, guild artisan, guild merchant, haunted one, house agent, hermit, inheritor, investigator, knight, knight of the order, marine, mercenary, veteran, noble, outlander, pirate, sage, sailor, soldier, spy, urban bounty hunter, urchin, Uthgard tide member,
You know, I was
Waterhaven
expecting
noble.
to see Scout, and then I was gonna hear the Team Fortress 2 theme in my head.
Now, one thing to keep in mind is that a couple of these backgrounds are just other backgrounds with a different coat of paint. Like, for example, what's a good one here? Sailor and Pirate are
Charlatan.
Sailor and Pirate, as well as those two, are basically the same ones, but with different skills attached to them.
So, Charlatan and Criminal, those ones are pretty good.
Yeah. For the sake of simplicity, since they are raised by druids, we are going to go with Acolyte.
Yeah! Acolyte!
Acolyte! Acolyte!
Acolyte!
So, now that we have Acolyte, we gain access to Insight and Religion in terms of skill proficiency. So we're going to check those off.
Also, another random tip for this website is to save regularly.
Oh yeah, completely almost forgot about that.
Please save auto,
Yeah,
or
no.
you will lose
A
everything
good
you've
thing
made
to
of this
keep in
character.
mind, whenever you're working with Mythweavers in particular, whenever you're done writing something, hit that save button, because
It is
if you
so useful.
if you close this tab before you saved, everything you just wrote is gone.
Well, it gives a warning before you do. It says, you are trying to close the tab without saving. Are you sure you want to do this? It does do that.
Oh, they made it do that now?
Yeah, they do that now. It's
Good.
something that I am very grateful for.
Good. Okay. So
But you still should save regularly,
yes.
so
Because it
you
is
don't lose
important.
progress. Because if you fill out an entire character sheet and go, whew, I'm done, accidentally close it or lose power to your computer, and then you try to open it up again, oh no, you've lost everything and you're gonna cry now.
Yeah, looking at your cat doing backflips on the power button.
It's not my fault, Nipper does it. She's a shit and I love her, but she likes the power button a lot.
Alright, and we don't get any tool proficiencies from this, so we can pick whatever we want for the one that we do get from our race, and we get 2 languages of our choice. Now, obviously,
Yeah.
since they were raised by kobolds, they need to know Draconic.
Obviously. They already know Druidic, don't they?
Oh, right, Druid will give us that later.
Oh, yes.
So, what we're gonna
So-
do is, because I have this saved, we're going to pull up all of the D&D languages and look at them here. As you can see, there's quite a few.
There are a lot of cool languages. You know, one of my go-to languages is always going to be Draconic.
Draconic
I want
is a
to
good
speak
one.
the language of dragons.
My go-to one is always Elvish, because Elvish or Dwarvish, actually, because if you look through when talking about script, you'll notice that most of these are either written in Elvish or Dwarvish. And Dwarvish seems to be one of the most common scripture languages, so I usually go with Dwarvish.
Ah, yes. The mountains speak.
Mountain boys.
Mountain boys.
But we're gonna go and do a little research here, because let's see if kobolds speak any other languages.
Uh-oh.
It's fine.
Doggos.
Kobold?
Spelt it wrong, Otto.
Shh, don't look at me. That's
Chad
the
is going
monster.
to be so disappointed.
He's not gonna care.
You know he likes the kobolds.
I know. Wikidot. Wikidot save us. Thank you.
Wiki that.
Now,
Wiki that. I should stop slapping my legs. Okay.
so kobolds only know common and draconic, so that's not going to help us much there. But what this basically means is we get to pick whatever the hell we want.
You
So-
know what would be funny is if he somehow knew Orcish.
Maybe that's something he studied.
Maybe that's something he said, because you know, a lot of people put goblins and orcs by each other. What if these, well, not goblins, kobolds and orcs? Yeah? No, kobolds and goblins.
Yeah, we'll go
They
with
always
orc.
end up near each other. But orc is cool. My brain went there for a moment.
That's a
Forgive
good
me, I'm tired.
suggestion as well, Dav. Kobolds might know Undercommon.
Oh yeah, they do. Undercommon.
But for the sake of this, we're gonna go with orc.
Yeah. Orc is fun.
Orc is very fun. Now, next is what we're going to write down into our equipment bag. So the first thing we get is a holy symbol, and that can basically be pretty much anything so long as it has holy significance. So it can be a cross of fucking Jesus, or it can be like a ring or something. It can pretty much be anything so long as it holds a sort of holy weight to it towards whatever sort of religion or monastery that your character serves. So, considering this is a monastery full of kobolds, I'm gonna say
It would give him a shiny rock.
I was gonna say a gold coin.
I thought shiny rock because, you know, rock go for rock
Wait a minute.
make brain go for
I got it. Wait a minute.
gold nugget.
It's gonna be a piece of dragon calcite.
Oh, that rock is so pretty.
I love dragon calcite.
Sorry. I know. Labradorite's pretty too.
It makes sense
Oh,
because
that's-
the kobolds do worship dragons.
Rawr.
So that's what we're going to go with. It's going to be a piece of dragon calcite because the kobolds prophesize it as a like actual dragon scales fossilified.
Pretty rock make kobold brain go burr.
So we're just gonna call it dragon scale rock. Okay. Next, what we'll need is a prayer book or prayer wheel. Now, I don't know what the hell a prayer wheel is, so we're going to do some research into what that is.
Oh, that's
okay.
a prayer wheel.
That looks like you could whack someone on the head with it.
Oh, thank God, I was not the only one that thought it. I'm like, what if you just, like, you know, that's what they fight with, and they just gave it to him as, like, a way to fight.
We're giving him a
Yeah,
prayer
they're
wheel.
small enough, it'd work.
He knows how to hold things.
He knows how to bonk people's heads. Prayer wheel of bonking.
5 sticks of incest, vestments. What are
Incest?
Incense.
Oh, God.
God damn it, Edina.
Look, I'm from the South, what'd you expect? Forgive me, I am a terrible human being.
Now, I don't know what investments are exactly either.
Google it! Google it!
Oh, it's closed.
Oh.
I guess
It's the
these
magic robes.
I guess these are holy robes.
that- Yeah, it's the robes that the priests wear while they mess with the kids.
No! Anita, no!
I'm kidding though. He won't actually mess with kids.
He himself is a child.
He is a baby
And
boy.
a belt pouch of 15 gold. Wow, these kobolds are
Oh.
generous.
That's copper.
Don't look at me. Okay. We've gotten that down. So now we go into features, and we can look at this in a
Personality
minute,
traits.
but I think we missed
We were
something in
doing
the races
equipment.
actually. Because wait. Don't we also pick one of these for No, wait, no, we don't. This is UA only. Never mind.
Yep. I think we're gonna look at the druid equipment.
Now we gotta grab a feature first. Okay. So
Oh yeah.
Shelter of the Faithful. Now keep in mind most of the base D&D skills you get from your backgrounds are kind of shit and they don't do much. Like for Cloistered Scholar, oh, you can enter any library. When are you gonna use that?
For being a nerd.
Yeah.
And you know, actually, that would help a lot of people in my campaign. Because a lot of the answers rely on you actually doing research and using your brain.
Fair enough.
But, you know, my players don't always use brains.
But what I'm saying is the Cloistered Scholar feature is really fucking useless.
Fair enough.
But let's read this one off. As an acolyte, you command the respect of those who share your faith, and you can perform the religious ceremonies of your deity. You and your adventuring companions can expect to receive free healing and care at a temple, shrine, or other established presence of your faith, though you must provide any material components needed for spells. Those who share your religion will support you, but only you, at a modest lifestyle. You might also have ties to a specific temple dedicated to your chosen deity or pantheon, and you have a residence there. This could be the temple where you used to serve. If you remain on good terms with it, or a temple where you have found a new home, while near your temple, you can call upon the priests for assistance, provided the assistance you ask for is not hazardous and you remain in good standing with your temple. What the fuck did you just do? Rat. Anyway. So, yeah, that basically means, hey, stay on good terms with your temple, they'll do stuff for you, and you get free lodging and food.
Yeah.
Which is always
That's
a
actually
useful
pretty
thing to have.
useful.
Yeah, no, unlike Cloistered Scholar, this is actually really useful.
Also, Galaxy, you can't tell me I'm wrong.
Now,
That's why you're saying I'm right. So, you're part of my campaign.
So now, we'll move down to these. Normally I don't do these, I make my own. But for the sake of simplicity, we're going to take these. Now you can...
Pretty fun to see what you can do with these.
They can help you make an interesting character. So, we'll start with personality traits. We'll roll one of each. So, first we need to roll a d8.
Yeah.
We rolled a 6. I am tolerant or intolerant of other faiths and respect or condemn the worship of other gods. I'd say he's pretty tolerant and respectful.
He's a nice boy. He does not
He's a good boy.
disrespect. He's the sweet boy.
He's a good boy. So we get rid of those parentheses bits.
He is the nice boy. Unless you're a cultist, then he will show you the will of his god.
Yeah. And next is ideals. So we'll roll a d6. We roll a 5.
A 5.
Faith. I trust that my deity will guide my actions. I have faith that I will work hard. Things will go well. Wow, this is actually fitting.
Oh, look at him being such a good boy.
Was that ideals? Did we just roll ideals? Yes, we did.
Yeah, we rolled ideals. Oh, man.
Next, we roll bonds. So we roll another
Tyler
d6.
had to dip.
Ah, dang. We rolled a 3. I owe my life to the priest who took me in when my parents baby!
Oh,
This is turning out sad.
Arthas, no!
Arthas, baby, what did I do? Go away.
Oh, gravity!
Okay, next is
Yep.
flaws. What will we get for flaws? We rolled a 5.
Number 5.
I am suspicious of strangers and expect the worst of them. Arthas!
Oh,
Baby!
Arthas, no!
Now, with any character, you don't have to roll to take those. If you see a trait or flaw that you like and you feel would fit your character, then you can just take it. You don't have to roll. You can just grab it.
Yes.
There's nothing saying you can't unless your DM makes you roll.
And if your DM does that, then they're kind of a jerk.
And now that we've gotten at least one ideal that has put our boy into the lawful category with faith, that brings us to alignment. So we know that
He'd
he's
be
at
a
least
lawful good boy.
yeah, he's lawful good. We're not even gonna debate on that. He's lawful good. And
He's a lawful good boy.
but now that we
Look
bring
at
that
him.
up, we're going to bring up the alignment chart. I'm sure many people have seen this because it's not just D&D related, it's for memes as well. But
Oh, look, there's a Fallout one.
but alignment charts basically determine how your character acts in it, like what parameters they act within. Now, I'm gonna come out and say it, alignments are pretty bullshit. They don't mean a lot because characters can grow and change into completely different alignments. But when you're starting out, they're a good guideline to remind you how your character's supposed to act, so you don't just go acting
Oh.
like how you would.
Yeah. Also, one thing my dad taught me, because he's done his own DMing, is alignments can change, and if the character doesn't act within the right alignment, you can just tell them to change their alignment on their character sheet.
Yeah.
That's the thing that my dad did.
It can also be played
Also,
with
hello,
in
Christy.
fun, interesting ways within a setting. Because
Oh yeah, because if you have an evil alignment,
Or-
you wouldn't be allowed in certain areas.
Or it can be a curse in some ways. Say, like, you got hit with a spell that completely changes your alignment. So, say you were a lawful evil, you get hit with that spell, you get yeeted across the board, and now you're a chaotic good.
Also, you got a question. How do you get that cute fuzzball in the corner?
Where?
Is it talking about the werewolf?
Oh, that? It's on a website called Capamon. I'll type it in the chat so you know how to spell it. I had to buy it with money, but
I think he's talking about the animated dude.
yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
The little wolfy boy there.
Yeah, you use that site and you can have those little dudes pop up on your Twitch and stuff. It's adorable and I love it. But yeah, we'll go down each of these and explain what each of those alignments basically fall into. Now we'll start with lawful good because that's what our boy is. Lawful good,
They are the goodest of goods.
pretty much, they are quite literally the goody two-shoes. They follow the law to a T, or their own personal law, whatever they think is the best for the current situation, as in what's best for the people that they want to protect.
But also, you can do some really funny stuff with that.
Yeah.
If you have someone who follows the laws to the T, they can take things very literally with the laws. And find loopholes. That'd be pretty fun to play with.
Mhm.
You can do that for a lot of lawful characters. If they follow laws, they can find loopholes. Always have fun finding loopholes.
One thing to keep in mind with alignments is it's all pretty much based on it's not like for the lawful example, it's not actually based on law, it's based on their moral code.
Yeah.
So with our lawful good, they want to do everything they can for the good of others.
Yes. The goodest of goods.
Now, neutral good, not too different from lawful good, but rather they do whatever, how I like to describe it, is they do whatever is best in that current situation. And they don't really think about it too much. They do what is best for them, or possibly the ones they are close to. Now,
my favorite alignment is the next one. Chaotic good.
I think most of us like that one because it's the most unhinged and it's the most you can do stuff with. But chaotic good is you do things with disregard for anything around you. Best way to describe it is good intentions, bad timing.
Literally most of my characters.
It's like these are the characters that are kind of loose cannons. They have very, very good intentions, but they go about it in the worst way possible.
Oh yeah. Oh, this noble is harassing people I care about? Kill him!
Robin Hood is a good descriptor for chaotic good. Thank you, Dav.
Yeah, that's a good one. My favorite idea is, oh, this person's harassing my friends, threaten their life with a dagger. That's my way of doing it.
A good character I have for an example of a chaotic good is a thief, actually, where all of the money he steals, it's not for himself, but it's for his mother who currently lives in poverty, and he's doing everything he can to get her out of it. And the only way he can do that is through stealing. So he is basically his own Robin Hood. But next, we're going to be talking about the neutral alignments. We'll start with lawful. Lawful is somewhat like the goody two-shoes, but they really do just they kind of are just like the boring ones who follow the law. Is the way I see it. And true neutral, that's a blank slate. They can pretty much be anything. Like, they can be swayed any which way.
Yeah.
And
chaotic neutral. How would you describe that one?
Chaotic neutral is they do whatever the fuck they want and they don't give a shit about anybody.
The complete assholes.
Well, not entirely. Like, now that's reserved for chaotic evil. Chaotic neutral are more so they are unhinged and they are on a warpath, but they're not entirely assholes.
True. But they can be assholes if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, a good example for this is I like to think actually, Anita, you know this character, a god character that I have who is a dragon.
Ah! I love him! He's amazing!
He's a very unhinged man. There are people he cares for, but for the most part, he's extremely unhinged and is really just here to party.
He is a cool dude. I like his character. I just like his character. He showed up, I think he was the one that showed up in my Masquerade one-shot.
Yes, he was there too.
And he kissed a pretty drow lady.
I think he did more than kiss her. But anyway.
Yeah, probably.
Now we move on to lawful evil. These are the people that bend and manipulate the law to their will to serve their needs and desires.
An example? You know this character, Otto. Mm-hmm. My plague doctor lady. Oh. Lady Charlotte Valentine. Or Entropy as she's going by now because of her new family relations.
Hell yeah. But I guess a good example of this is, like, you know, Joker from, like, the Joker movie? The most recent one?
Yeah.
He's what I would describe as a lawful evil.
Oh, yeah.
Except for at the end of the movie where he just straight up turns chaotic.
Yeah. Well, you know.
But for the main portion of the movie, he is a lawful evil.
Yeah. I can see that.
Next is neutral evil. Assholes.
Yes, the villain of my campaign.
I don't really
No,
have much
they'd
to
be
describe
lawful.
about any of the neutrals, really, because as the name states, they are neutral. They go either way on the scales.
Yes.
Basically, how I see neutrals is they can dip their toes anywhere. More or less,
Even
they
into
are
people's blood.
they are undecided, so to speak. Neutral is what you start out with if you have a character that is unsure of their wants and desires, but as the scales tip, they will go to either one side.
Oh, Dav's got a good one
You got a good point,
for
Dav.
the neutral evil.
That is a very good point. Thank you.
Neutral evil. Purely self-serving evil going by their own code.
That is a good thing to put into the neutral category as well, is they're all going by their own code, and they don't really care about either side.
Yeah.
Now,
And then...
chaotic evil, they don't care about anyone or anything but themselves.
and just want to stab.
They want to see the world burn.
They just want to set the world on fire, and they don't give a damn about your heart.
They don't care if they die, or if you die, or if no one dies. They're here to have fun in the worst way possible.
Yes. I think the best example of that would probably be pre-reformed Discord from My Little Pony.
Yeah, I'd say so.
He is chaotic evil in the best way.
Yeah. Now that we've done that, we've done our alignment out of the way. Our background feature mentioned a deity. Now, do we know of any specific dragons that kobolds serve or worship? Because deity does play an important role here, because we are a caster of some kind. We are a druid specifically.
There's like two, right? I know there's Tiamat.
There's obviously Tiamat,
then-
but Tiamat's evil as fuck.
And Bahamut?
Bahamut. Bahamut's the good one.
Bahamut. Bahamut is the...
I don't think I spelled Bahamut right.
You
did
missed
not.
a letter. You missed a letter.
I got it.
You forgot the A. No, yeah, you fixed it, but you forgot the A.
Yeah. Bahamut is the good dragon, while Tiamat is more evil. Because we are playing a goodly aligned character here, we're going to say that our character worships Bahamut. And so does the temple he lived at.
Sorry.
Now that can come into play whether your DM wants it to or not, where they can commune with their deity of choice for this, and that, or it can just be a moot thing and nothing happens. It's completely up to you and how your DM runs the world, really. But if they do interact with their deity, there can be some interesting encounters there that you could cover.
Oh yeah. Which reminds me when in another campaign where I played a cleric dragonborn who used to communicate with her deity. You know this character,
I do.
Kella.
Yeah.
She used to communicate with her deity, and that led to a small storyline where she realized, oh, he's been grooming me since I was a child. This guy's a creep.
Anyway.
I'm a dip now. Let me go find this kitsune guys and go, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
That's that thing.
Now,
No, you-
we're going
switch
to
your
move
gods.
on to the meat of this character sheet. Actually, no, wait. We
You
haven't
also
done that
forgot
yet.
the equipment. You forgot the druid equipment.
We were about to move on to the druid shit, but I almost forgot that we forgot to grab our specialized design.
Ah, fuck.
But now,
Well, you also gotta do druid proficiencies and shit.
okay, we'll dip into the druid for a second. So we'll start off with hit points. How it works is at the beginning of first level, you get, at least with druid, you get 8 plus your Constitution modifier, and with every level up, you can roll 1d8 per druid level. Now, most DMs will give you this option, but you can take the standard amount, which is always going to be a 5, or you can take your chances and roll for max. Now, this is
It's always fun
risky.
to take your chances.
This can always be risky, and a rule that our D&D group has implemented specifically that we ripped from Matt Mercer is that if you roll a 3 or lower, you're allowed to re-roll it.
Unless you want low health.
Unless you want to be squishy as fuck and have a nice handicap for the campaign, because handicaps for your character can also be really fun. Like, sometimes when I'm rolling stats, I will purposefully keep a low stat so I can dump it somewhere and have fun.
Yeah.
But it's all up to you. So, because we have ridiculously high constitution, that puts our starting health at 12, which is really good for a squishy.
He's a tank druid.
I mean, he is a robot.
He is a robotic tank druid. Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it really can lead to interesting encounters. Or if you just get really lucky, per se, and roll like a... Never mind. But it can lead to interesting things. But, let's see.
Yeah.
We've gotten
And the
everything.
thing on handicaps, I've seen a player who, it was Tyler actually, he made a character that's deaf. So I had to write my own homebrew language for sign language. Because D&D has no sign language.
Yeah, sign language is a thing that we have adapted into most of our campaigns because it doesn't exist, but we like having it there. So if we want to have like a deaf character or something, they can still be a part of the world without things being difficult.
Or character who's mute.
Yeah, we want to make sure
But
it's
there's
there
also-
for everybody.
There's also other ways around it. You know, you could also use spells like prestidigitation for that. Because, you know, prestidigitation can cause little sparklies, so you can make words appear.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do. So, like, if your character has a physical disability, like they're blind or they're deaf, they can still work.
Yeah.
And so long as you have a good
prosthetic
DM.
limbs.
Yeah, so long as you have a good DM who's willing to have fun.
If you got a boring DM who's like, nah, don't do this, ask them why first before planning to dump them on the curb.
Yeah.
You know, you figure out why they're saying this.
You figure out
And you
why
know,
they
try
don't
and
want
work
it.
with them.
Like, maybe there is an actual legitimate story reason for that, and that's understandable. But if they give you a bigoted reason, then you dump them.
Yeah, you dump them on the side of the curb back where the other bad DMs sit.
Yeah. But,
Good DMs go to DM daycare.
Hi. But
Yes, hi.
next we're going
You're
to
great.
work on... We're looking at our starting proficiencies. So, we get access to a lot of different armor,
Yes.
which I find this funny that druids don't use armor shields made of metal.
So they have a lot of access to wood.
Now, what I
Sorry.
like to do with our proficiencies here, just to sort of keep the sheet a bit more tidied up and clean, is I bundle weapons and armor together so you can have more space
Hi,
to put other
Jack.
proficiencies.
Sorry, I just saw your comment, dude. This is Otto.
Oh,
Otto,
hi.
this is Jack.
I don't know who this is.
It's one of my buddies.
Hell yeah.
I shared the link to the stream where some of my friends are, because I told them I was doing this thingy, so I can't play Paladins with them. So I
Oh,
sent this to the link, so if they want to listen to that in the background, that they can.
perfect.
You know,
And
because they also do D&D.
here's the thing. Druids get access to all these weapons, but if we go and actually look at the weapons list, I'm pretty sure that encompasses all of the, like, simple weapons.
Wooden stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. And now we'll compare it back to this. So we got clubs, daggers, darts, javelins, maces, quarterstaffs, scimitars, sickles, slings, and spears. Club, dagger. See, like, a majority of that stuff is already there.
Yeah, I don't see scimitar though. Where's that one?
Scimitar's down here. But a majority of the simple
Scimitar,
weapons
go stab.
are there. There are a few things here and there, which I don't know why they do this, because you have to write all of that down.
Because, say with me, Wizards of the Coast suck ass.
But because Wizards of the Coast can be a bitch sometimes, this is another thing we're going to homebrew a bit. Now, obviously, if you're playing a standard, like, vanilla game, you are going to have to write all this down, but because we are not vanilla, we're going to write down that we are proficient in all simple weapons, and anything that falls out of that category, we will actually write down.
Yes.
Because if you know a majority of the simple weapons list, it's pretty guaranteed that you can pick up the other ones really easy.
Yeah. Well, it's in the name. They're simple.
Exactly.
Simple weapons go stabby stab. Or bashy bash. Or thwacky thwack.
Thwack.
Thwack. I like that word. Thwack.
Thwack. Okay. So,
Thwack.
we already got clubs, we got daggers. Darts are down there, so that's one of the first things we write down. Next.
Ooh. Is this like
javelins.
the dart games when they say darts? Do you just throw darts at people and imagine they're like targets?
Scimitars is another
that-
thing we'll write down. Don't know why druids would know scimitars, considering that's kind of more of like a piratey weapon, but I'm not gonna question it.
What's a scimitar?
It's the thing that you see a lot of like pirate characters have.
Really?
That thing.
It's
like a cutlass.
That's a scimitar.
Yeah, it's sort of similar to a cutlass.
Well, I can actually see why they would be able to use that. Those are typically used to also help get through like jungles and stuff.
Fair
to cut
enough.
down some plants to get through. I think that's why it's on there.
Probably. They are cool weapons, though.
Oh, they are so cool. You can do so much with those designs.
Yeah. So, let's see. What's our
This
next
speaking
weapon?
from an artist perspective,
So
I like
scimitars,
doing weapon
sickles
designs.
is there. Slings. Slings is another thing we write down. But because darts and slings are in the same category, I'm gonna group them together. More space. And after slings is spears, which is in the simple weapons category, so we're done there. Now,
Yeah.
our next point of interest is we are proficient in an herbalism kit.
What do herbalism kits do?
Well, if we click on this link, it'll show us what's inside an herbalism kit.
Boy, link clicking. Oh,
or
wait,
it'll just take
you
us to
don't know-
Xanathar's guide. Never mind, I know where else we can find it.
Wikidot!
Wikidot is a savior, so...
Wikidot. Teach us what we need to know.
Oh, it's not going to tell us what's in the herbalism kit, is it? I know how to
Second thing, Google. Herbalism.
herbalism kit. Thank you, D&D Beyond. For once, you're useful. Okay.
Oh, snap!
So, this kit contains a variety of instruments such as clippers, mortar and pestle, and pouches and vials used by herbalists to create remedies and potions. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks you make to identify or apply herbs. Also, proficiency with this kit is required to create antitoxin or any potion of healing. Basically, this is... this specific kit is used to, well, like it said, create potions as well as different kinds of herbs for different situations and medicinal purposes. Now, it can be used for other kinds of stuff as well if the DM allows it, because when you think about it, herbs are extremely versatile in both healing and murder.
And food.
Food as well. They can be used to create all kinds of substances if your DM is willing and allowing. Now, if not, then, that's up to the DM, whatever. But that is the basics of an herbalism kit.
Herbalism, woo!
Hell
Ways
yeah.
to murder, feed, and heal.
Next, we get our saving throws. And I don't think we've explained what saving throws are yet.
No, we have not.
So,
Do you want to explain?
yes, I can explain it. So, in D&D, you usually make all kinds of rolls all the time. Like the DM will say, oh, make a constitution check or something like that. And you will roll it with your modifier. What a saving throw is, you only roll those when you are in danger. Now, a good example of this is, say, something's trying to get inside your mind and control it. You would roll a wisdom saving throw to try and resist it. Now, let's say, in order to beat it, you need to roll a 15. And with our +3 to wisdom, we rolled
We beat it.
We rolled a 16 and we beat it just barely.
Yeah.
And that's what saving throws mean. Those happen when you are in danger.
Saving throws are very useful. And also, it's another way for DMs to describe really cool things. Like, if you succeed a saving throw, the DM can describe how you succeed it, or they can also describe how you fail. It's another way to add some spice, instead of just saying, oh, okay, you fail this, or oh, okay, you pass.
Okay, like a good description for, like, say something's trying to take over your mind, how the DM can describe it to you is, it feels like something is crawling and ebbing its way past your skull and into your brain, wrapping around it and trying to crush it. You, if you succeed, you grab that slimy, squelching, oozing thing that's trying to work its way into your head, you rip it out, and you crush it in your hand.
Another one, which is what I like to do, is like, if you're in a room filling with poisonous gas, you would make a constitution saving throw to see if you can resist it. So if you succeed, you're in a room, it's filling with gas, and you feel the toxic fumes you're starting to inhale the toxic fumes, and instead of breathing them in, you quickly cover your mouth and nose so you do not inhale the toxic fumes. Stuff like that.
Right.
Also, I'm a bit rusty right now because I'm a bit tired. But yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Very useful skills.
Exactly.
The saving throws will literally save your life or ruin your life.
Make a break, baby! Make a break.
Don't hurt yourself, Otto!
No, I just slapped the mic.
Don't slap the mic, what it do to you? It's just recording your voice.
I'm sorry! And now,
Why are you so angry?
we choose our skill proficiencies. We can choose 2 from this list here. Arcana, Insight, Animal Handling, Medicine, Nature, Perception, Religion, Survival. We can already take out Insight and Religion. Thanks to the Acolyte background, we already have those.
Yep.
Oh, you got a question? What if there's toxic fumes in a bathroom because random
God
weirdos...
damn it, Toon, go away!
Oh, that's Toon?
Yeah! And he's trying to act like it's not him, but I know it's him!
To batter ram the door. Well, you see, Toon, since I know you're the bigger man, we'll just use you as a battering ram.
You guys are terrible, you know that? Both of you are terrible. Go sit in your corners!
No,
Don't
I'm
make me
trying
get
to do a
spray
show
bottle.
here.
Not you! No, I'm not telling you, Otto. I'm telling Jack and Toon to go sit in their damn corners.
Oh.
They have specific corners labeled Jack's corner, Toon's corner. There's another one for Mittens, but he's a bit busy right now.
Okay, either way, because of what we've built our boy to be so far, I'd say our best bet here is animal handling and either nature or medicine.
Nature or medicine? Well, here's the thought about little old Carthus.
Mm-hmm.
Would he be good with the trees, or would he be good with the healy heals?
Healies.
Heelys. Yeah, because
He is
well,
not
yeah,
the
that
Lorax.
actually does
He
make
does not
sense. He
speak
grew
for
up
the trees.
in what's fucking called the word? I can't remember
Monastery?
the word. Give me a sec. Monastery. Yeah, that word.
And now
He grew up in a monastery, and they know how to heal.
we can finally go
Take
back.
your tree fucking ass elsewhere, Jack. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
We can finally go back to the specialized design and take 1 skill proficiency and 1 tool proficiency. Now, we get to add extra skill of whatever we like. But the question is, what is he good at?
You know what? What if he's good at survival?
I mean, with the backstory we've built based on these alone, yeah?
Yeah. This poor boy.
Kind of little baby
This
robot left alone.
Poor robot-y boy left alone in the forest. Oh, you start with me, mister. I will kill you.
Anyway, so now that we've worked out that,
Oh my god, damn it. Yes, we know this.
okay. Now we get to move on to the real nice meat of this, which is our equipment and our class stuff. So, first, we start with we pick out our items from our class, which are given to us. So we can either take a shield or a simple weapon. I almost never take shields because I don't imagine my characters having any, and I don't think this guy would have one either. So we're gonna pick a simple weapon. But the question is, what weapon does he have? What would he be given to defend himself?
I feel like they would give him a mace.
I actually feel like it would be a quarterstaff.
Oh yeah, quarterstaff would be cool. But imagine this. You know that prayer wheel? What if it's also a mace?
Anita, you're brilliant. But actually, let's have a look at the light hammer and the mace for comparison.
Whack-a-mole! Not pepper spray!
Oh no. So that's what a mace looks like. That is pretty close to the prayer wheel, but let's look at the light hammer. Light hammer, okay, yeah, that's not as close. Mace is really close to just what the prayer wheel is.
Whack-a-mole!
Alright, we're going with the prayer wheel.
A bulk!
The prayer wheel is the mace.
Also more room in your inventory. But also when you're doing something like this, make sure it's okay
Run
with
it by
your
your
DM.
Because I'm sure most DMs would probably be like, prayer wheel's too fragile for that, you're gonna break it.
But they're made by kobolds.
It's made by kobolds.
I feel like kobolds make it durable.
Yeah. And now that we have that, we can go back to this weapons tab and see how much a mace does. It does 1d6 bludgeoning. Now, if I remember correctly, because it's not a finesse weapon, we use strength for it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you go. Bulk.
So how we work this out is based on the weapon type it is. If it's a finesse weapon, you use your dexterity modifier when applying attack. Now, what attack is, that's when you're rolling to hit something. But because we're using strength, we're going to use our strength modifier, which is the exact same thing, so it doesn't matter.
Yep.
So, oh, and because we're proficient with this weapon, we get to add our proficiency bonus as well, making it a +4. But when it comes to damage, we do not add that proficiency bonus. We just do the 1d. Was it 6? Yes, we do the 1d6.
Kobolds
just
are very
+2.
intelligent.
Kobolds are really smart. Remember the kobold
And
cannon?
this is a druid warforged raised by kobold monks.
Yep.
Which makes him so amazing. I love this character already. Please tell me you're going to use him as an NPC.
I will use
please.
Carthus at some point.
Yes!
Boy genius.
Look at that poor boy. He needs friends. We can give him friends.
Now, the next thing we get is a scimitar or any simple melee weapon. So we can't take the scimitar Or we can get another simple weapon.
Dual wield the maces. Dual wield the maces.
Dual wielding prayer wheels.
Oh, we need to, please. That would be hilarious.
That is a terrifying thought, but I like it. Dual wielding prayer wheels. Okay, so now that we've picked out those,
Leather armor, explorer's pack, and a druidic focus.
yep. Okay, so the leather armor, and based on the armor type you pick, you will be given a certain number that is your AC plus your dexterity and so on. But only with certain
You already
armors.
get a +1 with the
That's
Warforged.
true. But the heavier armor you go, the more it just becomes a set number that you can't add to. I think once it starts getting into the heavy stuff is when it does that, but medium and below is you can add dex to. But for
Which
us,
is why it's fun to be a rogue.
because we have leather armor, our AC is 11 plus dexterity plus the one that we get. So that gives us a 13.
So he's a bit squishy.
He's a little squishy, but it's fine.
You know, it's fine. He's got his prayer wheels.
Yep. And
Hello, kitty.
And the next, I'm sure you've noticed this, initiative. What is that? Initiative
Wow.
is what you typically roll before a combat encounter. So, example, initiative uses dexterity. When the DM tells you to roll initiative, everyone rolls a d20. Let's say that's our roll. We got really
That's
good.
a good.
We got a 19
good.
plus our 2. That's 21. And let's say
But
there's
here's
two
another
other
thing.
enemies.
There's also feats that alter your initiative.
This is also true. But let's say there's two other enemies. They rolled that, so based on who's got highest to lowest determines the turn order. We rolled
Turns out
way
you go
higher than
first.
the enemies, so we go first, followed by the enemies, and it goes in that motion until the combat encounter is over.
Yes. It's a turn order for, you know.
It's turn-based combat.
Yeah. And this, I don't think anyone wants to try and fight this Warforged. He's got 2 prayer wheel maces.
And we haven't even given him spells yet. I don't want to see how scary he looks like with spells. But
I love this boy so much.
we're gonna put down our explorer's pack. And something I like to do, I spelled that wrong, but something I like to do,
Exploders. You spelled explode. It corrected it to exploders.
shush 'em. But what I like
Never.
to do is I like to find what's inside an explorer's pack, grab it, and go down to one of these little custom boxes here, and instead of using these for stuff that's already up top, just get rid of that. Turn that into explorer's.
Oh my god. You can edit that?
Yes, you can.
I am the big dumb. I did not know you can edit that.
But yes,
That's cool.
I paste all the items in here so I can keep a quick track of what I have and I don't have from my pack should I have used it. But as you can see, the Explorer's Pack is actually pretty generous with the stuff you get. You get a backpack, a bedroll, a mess kit, tinderbox, 10 torches, 10 rations, a water skin, and 50 feet of fucking weed rope.
Yeah.
But the next is our Druidic Focus. Basically what that is other classes call it a Spellcasting Focus. What this is if you have this on you, you're able to cast spells. If you somehow lose it or it gets destroyed, you can no longer cast your spells. And this is your only way to cast spells. And of course, you can make this spellcasting focus be whatever you want. And I think because we've got a theme going on here, Anita, I've got 2 suggestions.
Let's hear it.
We can either make our druidic focused the dragon scale rock, which is the symbol of our monastery, or we can make it one of the prayer wheels.
You know, you and I were on the same page with the dragon scale rock. I thought that would be a great druidic focus.
Perfect.
And you know, he can have it like in a chest cavity, so he doesn't have to lose it.
Oh, that would be awesome. Oh, you
it's
know
like
what
his core and his heart.
You know what it can look like, which would make it look really cool?
Oh, yeah?
What if it furls out a bit from his chest cavity a bit, so it looks like this spiky fur?
Oh, you should draw this dude.
Of course I'm gonna make him. He's our baby. But I'm
He's
gonna,
a baby
in parentheses
boy.
next to our item, I'm gonna put SF, so I remember that it's our spellcasting focus.
And his core.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this baby boy. I love him.
He's growing.
Oh,
Now,
I can't wait to see how terrifying he'll be in combat.
we're gonna skip past this for a second so we can go down, so we can get told that we can learn Druidic.
The language of our people. Tree speech.
I had a crazy character once he was a druid, and he got so fed up once that he just started shouting in Druidic until someone came to help him. He was a grumpy old man, and I loved him.
It's okay. Grumpy old men are fun.
Yeah,
I've yet to actually play a druid properly.
druids are
The closest thing I got to a druid was an Earth Genasi monk who was raised by a bunch of turtle druids.
There was one druid I made that, like, it pissed off everyone who ever met him. Not like the
Really?
characters, but the players.
Oh, really?
Because
Why?
while he was a druid, I named him Bardwin.
Aw, I like that.
Everyone
That's cute.
hated it. They were like, why
Well,
is
they
he...
can
They're like, why is
stop
he a druid when he's named Bardwin? Why isn't he a bard?
Leave him alone.
He is an insane...
That's mean.
He was an insane fucker. He threw a dead bird at a lady who was gonna report him to the police.
Yeah. Naming characters is fun. If you name them a really weird name and do something the complete opposite with that name of expectations, it's fun. Alright?
Yeah, like, there was a time where, like, he got brought back from the dead, and, his goddess called him, like, her champion, and he got such a power trip from that, it was amazing.
I mean... naming characters is fun. Playing chaotic characters is fun. Just make sure if you're planning to play an asshole character, make sure the players know in advance that this is not aimed at the players, but at the characters, and try not to take offense.
Yeah.
Because there have been instances where people play asshole characters and
the
did not
actual-
warn their friends, and it ruined some things for them.
Yeah, so, like, let your players know in advance if you're gonna be playing an evil character or, like, an asshole, and, like, don't go too hard with it.
Yeah.
Because that can also ruin an experience if you go way too hard with it and somehow start making the entire campaign about yourself.
Yeah.
Because, in
like-
essence, this isn't a story about you. This isn't a story about a single hero. It's a story of many heroes who all share the spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was mentioning
And-
earlier with proper D&D etiquette. This is one of the rules of that etiquette.
Always make sure that everyone has the same spotlight, and don't, as the DM, don't pick favorites.
Definitely do not
Because
pick favorites.
that's going to lead to some really uncomfortable things.
Yeah.
Out of experience, I know what favoritism does.
That's a good
to
point, Dav.
players.
The way I like to see it is, the DM is not telling you a story. The DM has plopped the characters into a setting, and they are telling the story. They are
Yeah.
writing the story as they go.
And when I say I have experience with asshole characters, the monk character I played was in a campaign where this character constantly told the monk that she did not have any usefulness to the team. and said it so often that I started to feel like I didn't like the character anymore. And I couldn't get behind the character anymore.
Yeah, don't do
Which is
that.
a shame because she's one of my coolest characters.
It sucks when that shit happens.
And I want to bring her back, but I want to bring her back in a safe environment, which with this group I can't.
Oh, thank you for the raid, D-Saucer. Welcome, everybody.
Howdy! How many people we
We
got?
got 2.
Nice. Howdy, people! We're explaining D&D shit! Welcome.
Oh my god, I just realized one thing I forgot to put on this screen.
What did you forget to put on this stream, Otto?
I never put the alert box in.
My goodness.
I'm bad.
What's the alert box?
It lets me know when people do things. Like, I would have gotten a noise alert if that raid happened. But I didn't get anything, because I'm...
Otto! For shame!
It's fine. Okay, back to what we were talking about. We just got Druidic for our language, and the next thing we're going to look at is spellcasting, which...
Nipper, no.
Since we are...
God damn it.
Since this actually is a good opportunity for us, because it'll help us explain how spells and spellcasting works for newer players who want to maybe start out with a spell class. Thank you for the Hydrate Galaxy. Anita, you try and explain how spellcasting works while I get a drink.
Well, spellcasting is really fun. Alright, so, to put simply, at first we got these 2 types of spells. First we got cantrips, which you can cast continuously without taking up your energy. Next you got spell slots, which are the amount of spells you can cast without exhausting yourself. That is how I like to think of it, it's like your mana pool. And the spell slots are how much mana you have. So when you use up all your spell slots, you have exhausted your magic, and the only thing you can cast are cantrips. So, with each magic casting class, they have spell slots. There is one class that does not get the best spell slots. We call those warlocks, and that class has been fucked over by Wizards of the Coast. I can't English very well, so forgive me. But spell slots are important. So each one you have a spell slot, and each classes you can prepare. Each classes have a specific type of spells. With druids, wizards, clerics, you have access to all of the cleric. You have access to all of the class spells. You just have to prepare them.
Exactly.
And with others, you learn the spells or you know the spells, but you don't prepare or get others.
You don't need to prepare them. You just have a small arsenal of spells at your leisure.
And wizards, you can learn all sorts of spells.
Yeah,
Wizards are glass cannons.
Wizards are totally balanced, you guys.
No, they're not. But with that, spells are pretty cool. With a druid, you can prepare spells. So, what I like to do with classes that are preparing spells, I like to just go through like I'm picking specific spells starting out. And after a long rest, you can switch out spells with your preparing spell class. And it's very useful to have, and you can, do a lot with these type of classes.
Yeah. And what
Am I getting this right?
No, yeah, you're getting it. And what I like to do in terms of when it comes to preparing your spells, thankfully you don't have to do it with cantrips, so that's fine. But when it comes to
cantrips are amazing.
When it comes to preparing your spells 1st through 9th level, what I like to do, just so I don't have a brain malfunction, is I'll have the entire spell list of whatever I can look at pulled up to the side, and I'll write down the ones of interest to me on my actual sheet. So let's pull up the Druid spell list, which I have right here.
Oh, you and I use the same website for the spell list.
Yeah, 5thsrd.org is a really great place for all your spells because they have every spell categorized for you.
If you go to the Druid's page real quick, no, the Roll20. Scroll up real quick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
And look at the chart.
Yeah, this chart is
your friend. So you see cantrips node. That is how many cantrips you do know. And each of these like spell slots per spell level, these are the spell slots you have, which are your mana pool. This is how I'm explaining it because it's actually very useful.
Right.
And with each level up, you do get specific features like all this fun stuff. The worst part about all of this is you have to do a lot of reading and research.
But once you get past that, and once you start, like, knowing what all this stuff is, the reading is less and less daunting. Because I will say this, like, as someone who knows this feeling very well, coming into D&D for the first time is extremely daunting and scary. Because you don't know what to do, and anyone can tell you any kind of information, and you'll accept it as fact. Because I did that once. Because the first thing I did was I joined a D&D Amino, and I made this group chat where I was like, I was a new player looking for how to do things. This guy came in and told me the way you roll stats was you roll a d20 for each stat.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Someone immediately came in after that and, like, fucking shoot him out, because, like, no, that's not how you do that, and they taught me how to do it properly.
Well, how I learned D&D was thanks to Tyler and our buddy Mittens in another group chat. They taught me how to play, and I learned how to be a rogue. That was my first character. I was a rogue assassin who was a shit, and I love that character, and I still use that character for story stuff. That's how I learned.
Rogues are...
Second campaign,
funny enough,
second and third...
I also played rogue for my first character.
Yeah? How was your rogue? You know my rogue.
You know that thief I mentioned earlier that only steals for his mom?
So we had the same character idea because Ashlyn stole for her mom.
My character had a lot of extra steps to him because, in a way, he was like a self-projecting revenge fantasy for me, in a way.
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to steal shinies for my family. So, yeah.
Hell yeah. So, now, we're gonna get into the meat of the spells. Since we know 2 cantrips, we're going to pick those out and write those down.
And Galaxy, we will always be here to help you out for stuff, and you know it. So, if you do need help, you know where to find us.
So, here's how I like to do things. I like picking spells based off of aesthetics and what would these characters actually use them for. So, a good example is a more evil character I have. He has this homebrew spell called Palpitate, where he basically causes you to have a mini heart attack. And he likes to use that when he's torturing victims he has.
I think Karthus here would probably use an ending.
Probably,
you know, because he's a Warforged. He'd probably do some repairs on himself.
I think he would have Mending and Produce Flame. The reason I say Produce Flame is because, think of it like this. You know the Warforged skills mentioned how when it comes to putting on and taking off armor on your body, they literally fuse it with their body. What if he uses Produce Flame to heat up and mend, and bend the metal so it can shift to his body correctly?
What if he did a combination of Mending and Produce Flame to repair himself?
Yes. This is canon
I love this. I love this boy so much!
Now, obviously, you can pick these based off of what kind of utility you want to have and not just, for character reasons, but this helps them be more in-depth and feel, real and not just, a little box that you put all your spells in.
And I just remembered something about spellcasting. Each type of spellcaster bases their spells off of basically 3 specific stats.
Yes.
Charisma, wisdom, and intelligence. Druids are wisdom casters.
Yes, we're a wisdom caster. So our and we write that down in here, so Wiz. And save DC and attack bonus, I believe it's mentioned down there.
Yep. Spell save DCs are when you cast a spell that requires a saving throw or a roll to resist. And that's the number that they have to beat.
And your attack modifier is whenever you're rolling a spell attack to hit somebody, it's the same as whenever you're just rolling a regular attack. You add that attack modifier for your spells.
Yeah. Learning.
Right. So for a start, our spell save DC, since we're level 1, it's 8 plus 2, so that's 10, and our wisdom modifier is a 3, so we have 13 for our starting out DC, which is pretty decent.
Yeah.
And our attack bonus is proficiency plus our wisdom, so that's a plus 5. Again,
Which is
pretty good. Like, that's really good starting out. Our spells have a low chance of missing.
Yeah.
So, now, we will usually just have this pulled up to pick out the spells we want. And we write down that we have 2 spell slots here. And whenever you use a spell slot, it's good to mention that you have one expended whenever you use it like that, so you can keep track of it. But also you see down here, number of spells prepared. Now, it'll tell us how many spells we're allowed to prepare. Choose a number of druid spells equal to your wisdom modifier plus your druid level, a minimum of 1 spell. So that means we have 4 prepared spells to work with.
Now, I didn't know that part, because I don't usually play classes that have spells prepared. And when I did, it was a long time ago when I properly played a full campaign with someone like that.
Right.
And that was my cleric.
I am very aware of this, because I do have characters like this, because I'm sure, as you noticed, from here, I have a lot of characters.
Yeah, and I'm still learning myself. The only reason I know so much is thanks to you and the wonderful friends we have in the FamCat.
Now then, when it comes to prepared spells, you gotta make sure to keep those written down, and these checkboxes on your sheet, you can check these, and those are the spells to keep you reminded of which ones are prepared.
Yeah.
So, we'll look through these, and we'll decide which ones our character would actually want to use, or even have, and the rest we can leave well alone, because we are of the feeling that he would never use them.
Yeah.
Animal friendship feels like one right off the bat.
Oh, he would always try to make friends with animals. Look at that good boy.
Yeah, good boy. He loves making friends.
Look at that wholesome boy.
Charm person he would stray far away from.
Oh yeah. Obviously.
Create or destroy water. Keep his...
He would do that for his animal friends.
Yeah, give them a good drink.
Cure wounds would also be one of them, because he would want to make sure his animal friends are okay. But also, if you think about it, destroy water is kind of terrifying.
Yeah, because, like, if you really want...
destroy water in people's body!
Yeah, because if you really wanted to go in depth with it, like, if the DM allows this, which some DMs absolutely do, is you can just dehydrate someone from inside and turn them into a raisin.
Ah! Well, for a long time ago, I wanted to play a villain druid, and that is one way to do it.
Yeah, but yeah.
Villain druid tiefling. I think I was planning to play them in a thing that Tyler was running a long time ago, but never did.
Detect magic would probably also be a good one for him to have, as well as poison and disease.
Yeah. Look at this good boy.
And I'm sure you noticed that we're not writing down any of the specifics of any of these spells, because these are so small. We only want to set that up if it's an actual attack spell of some sort, so we know what kind of stuff we need to roll for it.
Yeah.
So stuff like Entangle Fairy and Fairy Fire, I don't think he would have.
Yeah.
Fog Cloud.
Fog Cloud? You could use that. That's a very useful spell to have.
But the thing is, would he use it? Would he actually have
Fair
it?
enough. No, he probably would not.
So the
Because I don't
Goodberry.
think he'd want to...
Goodberry
Yes,
is a thing
obviously.
he'd have.
Look at that good boy. It matches his whole thing. He's a good boy.
Now, if anyone in the chat would like us to explain any of these spells to them in depth, please just say so in the chat, and we will do that. Because while we don't have as a high level of Matt Mercer encyclopedic knowledge of the spells, we can read them pretty quick and give a good brief explanation of the spell.
You want to know my favorite spell out of the first level spells?
What?
Thunderwave.
Thunderwave's a really good spell.
I love that spell so much. It has saved my ass so often.
Thunderwave is very nice.
Oh, and spiritual weapon. If you don't get spiritual weapon, you're a coward.
Healing word, he'd have that.
Healing word, obviously. Think of the good boy.
Think of all the things this good boy would have. Jump.
Jump.
He'd have jump. He needs to traverse somehow.
Yeah, he wants to be able to get into the trees.
What the hell is Long Strider?
Long Strider.
You touch a creature, the target's speed increases by 10 feet until...
Oh, so if you want to run away, you can just poke your friend who's really slow and go like, okay, time for you to run.
I think he'd have that.
Oh man, what if you cast a Long Strider on like a monk or a rogue? Hang on, wait, I know something that can make that even more OP.
Yeah? Oh, hi,
I gotta double check this real quick.
Yes, I do have a Patreon. I don't put much on it, but I have it.
Imagine if it's a Tabaxi rogue or monk with Long Strider.
Oh god. Oh my god, that's so fast.
Speedy boy!
Speak with animals.
They will want to speak with their friends.
And then that last spell, Thunderwave. I think we could explain that in a sort of, character
Self-defense method, or if he feels overwhelmed, he would probably use that as a panic button.
Oh yeah, sure, Cozy. After stream, I'll do that with you. But here's my thinking of it. Since he was raised by kobolds, I doubt his actual mechanical upkeep is the highest in the world. So what if, from now and again, he actually malfunctions and that's what the Thunderwave is?
Man!
A blast of electrical energy shooting outward.
And another thing that you could add to that is... it would probably be like a saving throw of some sort to see if you malfunction or not.
Yeah, and that's a thing we can work out with the DM. And because this is an attack spell, this is something we'll look at. A wave of thunderous force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you must make a Constitution saving throw. Oh, question? When I pee, it's a funny color. What do I see about it?
God damn it. Go see a doctor.
No, that's the question, though. What color is it? Because it can mean many different things.
Yeah.
Anyway, you make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from you. On a successful save, the creature takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. In addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area of effect are automatically pushed 10 feet away from you by the spell's effect, and the spell emits a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
Yeah.
So because of that, what we're going to write down in parentheses so we can keep an eye on it is con, and then, what was it, 2d8? Am I right there? Yes.
Got 2d8 thundered in.
So that will
Also,
let us know
if
that
it
a
says
con
magnesium,
save needs
go
to
see
be...
a doctor. Also, don't look at Google for your answers for the medical things.
What the fuck does magnesium look like?
Chemical. It's an element.
Well, according to Google, it's white.
Haha. That's a pill.
Anyway.
You're taking magnesium, go to a doctor.
So, with those parentheses, we know that a con save needs to be made for enemies, and we'll roll 2d8 of damage no matter what, because of what was described in the spell. So, for example, let's say it happens, and you have a malfunction, and boom, boom. Jesus Christ!
Oh! Ow!
That was an ouchie. And let's say there were 3 people within our vicinity. They have to make the con save, and they have to beat our save DC of 13. Boom, boom,
Swear
boom.
to God, too. Oh my God.
Only 1 succeeded.
So that means 2 takes the full force of 14 damage.
And the other only takes about 7. And he isn't thrown against a wall.
They all get yeeted.
Oops. Okay. So now that we have that written down, we figure out which spells we want to prepare. Obviously, because of the in-depth shit we went for Thunderwave, Thunderwave is going to be, at least for our character to make sense, Thunderwave is going to be, until we get shit fixed with our character, Thunderwave will be a permanently prepared spell that will not be touched. Now,
It's a very cool lore thing.
as far as spells they would just hold on to, I'd say speak with animals, detect poison and disease, and purify food and water.
Yep. Look at this good boy. This is a Healy boy.
He's a good boy. But now that we have that written down, I believe spellcast. Yeah, no, that's everything set up for level 1.
Yeah.
And now,
any questions?
Yeah, write down any questions that you may have in the chat. We're going to fill out all the small details here. Like, for example, our passive perception. We never explained what that is. Passive perception is just your perception plus your wisdom modifier. So in our case, we have a passive of 13.
I always thought it was like a 10 plus your wisdom mod.
That's right.
That's what I was
I'm
told.
dumb. I'm dumb.
You're not dumb. You're not dumb, Otto.
But yeah, it is 10 plus your wisdom mod. Now, if you have negative wisdom, that also plays into it. Let's say we had a 9 in wisdom, so that's a -1. We'd have a 9 passive perception.
They are not very observant. They don't see shit.
Exactly. Now, we're going to start filling this out with all our modifiers. This is more so just the tedious part.
Yeah. There are some tedious parts of character creation.
There's
but
always
it's
going
always
to be
something
tedious
you have
parts.
to do.
Yeah, you don't have to fill all this out, just the ones you're proficient in. I just like doing this so I can remind myself, okay, what is everything that I have? I just realized we're proficient in almost every wisdom skill. Boing,
Yeah,
boing.
except perception.
Yep,
It makes sense for the boy.
it does make sense for him. He's very trusting. And so another thing we never explained is what temp HP is and how it works. So basically what temp HP is that's given out at the DM's delegation. You might get it from eating food or doing an activity you like. It's really just down to what the DM says it is. Now, what it actually does is you're given temporary hit points that act like sort of like a shield for you in a sense. So let's say we've got like a 5 HP that bumps our our total up to 17. So let's say we have that.
FHB is amazing.
Let's say we have that, and someone goes to hit us with a 1d8. We get hit for 1. That takes 1 away from the temp HP, and we're still fine. And nothing has dug into our actual HP pool yet. Now,
I will say this, temp HP can save your life.
it really can, so always go for it.
In Haphazard Heroes where I play Nirna, it has saved my life as Nirna.
Exactly. Now, one thing to keep in mind is this is what most DMs do if they play more by the books, is after you have a long, or I believe even a short rest, your temp HP will go away. Now, if you play in campaigns like ours, where it's more homebrewy and we don't care about certain rules, you actually get to keep the temp HP overnight until it gets used. Now, obviously, we don't ever give too much of the temp HP out because that can obviously stack up really high and you'll have 2 health bars.
Yeah.
But temp HP can pretty much come from whatever the DM says it comes from. Most of them say it comes from food. Let's see, is there anything else we should discuss, or if there's anything anyone wants to ask questions about?
Because we are here to answer questions.
Yes.
Either as dumb as possible or smart as possible, because there's no in between.
Oh, another thing we can mention is actually making your character with resources that are readily available to you. So we're going to go to the one that most people use.
Hero Forge!
Is Hero Forge, which allows you to make custom colored miniatures. And I believe they have Warforged on here, so we can use
Yes,
it.
they do.
So we're going to try our best to make our boy. Obviously, Hero Forge ain't perfect, so he don't got everything.
No, but it is a pretty useful thing.
Yeah. So let's see.
You gotta keep scrolling. The robots are all the way down.
Oh, they're all the way down?
Yeah, there's some...
Oh.
Yep, no, wait, you just passed it.
I see you, baby.
What?
Why does the
It's
robot
one
have
thing.
tits? Why?
Because it's the same reason the cat people have tits, or the rabbit people have tits, or why the... Hang on, scroll up real quick. I thought I saw turtles.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought I saw turtles had titties.
Turtle? Why?
Zombies and skeletons have titties.
Ah! Why? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Elephant titties.
Elephants have titties.
Eagle titties.
Birds.
Lizard
Dragons.
titties. Oh,
I
there's
thought
the
there was
turtle.
turtle titty. Oh, turtle titties. No,
Stupid.
not marshmallow.
Anyway. We gotta make a...
Their robot face selection's kind of boring.
Yeah, it seems like we're just gonna have to go with the base one we're given. I don't know what soft is. Oh.
Softness means more feminine.
We can thin out the chin. No.
Yeah.
Ears. You don't need
Does-
ears.
No, we know.
No hair.
Does
no
he need
beard.
hair?
No, none of this.
Does it need teeth?
We can pick different eyes,
Ew.
though. I like these ones.
Oh yeah, those ones are pretty cool.
Teeth? You don't need teeth. Actually, I want to
Does
see
he
what
need
that looks
horns?
like. Oh, it does. It doesn't.
Oh,
show
you
anything.
gotta change his expression. It's just in pose.
Oh, I had to actually change his expression.
Yeah, you can change it in pose.
Oh, okay.
It's not that difficult.
Should he?
There's
have
some techie
horns?
horns.
There are.
Yeah, no. You go. You press the search bar. Those are different types of horn positioning. But if you go on the search bar, in like one of the horns things, you can go for the sci-fi or modern, and you click on the other horns options.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
he's not-
That's all.
No. Look at the other horn options.
Fantasy.
Auto.
Oh. You see, I'm not
You can
the,
go for the sci-fi.
not the smartest pick of the litter here. Ew. That ain't gonna do nothing. No. None of these horns are really gonna work. Wait. Maybe.
Those are kind of cool if they
But they're
were
too
smaller, but they
big.
don't make them smaller.
Yeah, no.
Hang on.
All these horns are way too big.
Hang on, go to the search bar again, change it from the sci-fi thing.
Okay.
You gotta do that, go to all. There's one type of horn in here, and go in the search bar, type tech. Jawohl? Alright, good night, Mom.
Heck.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What am I looking for? Are they looking for these tinier ones? No, that's the same one.
No, there are other options. What'd you say, Mom? I'm sorry, I'm a bit busy.
Can you clean the kitchen?
Yes, I can clean the kitchen. No, if you go to the other horn options, like that one, right like that one, yeah. And you type in tech in the search bar. No, I just saw it.
Where?
Scroll down a little bit. Right, yeah, those ones, and there's one below that look pretty cool.
They're a bit big. Well, that one's a bit big.
They're a
This
bit
one's
big.
small.
Yeah, those ones are cool.
I don't know. I don't think horns fit our boy though.
No, they did not. He's too much of a soft boy.
It's too soft. Now, a robot bare. We can't see it because of the clothes. You probably would have clothes, some kind of monastery robes. So we just need to find those. I need that without the hood.
You can remove the hood on head.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, no, look at the clothing options. Look at, no, clothing.
Okay, Jesus.
You see that head?
Okay.
You click it and it
Oh.
gets removed.
Look at him!
You can
Baby.
do different variations of clothes. You don't have to do the complete outfit.
Okay. Baby, no. These shoulder pads are so
Also-
fucking beef. Why?
Their shoulder pads are kind of shit. Also, someone's saying that the audio is a bit too low on their end.
Is anyone else having audio issues?
Okay, she's out back now.
Alright.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It might just be you then, Galaxy.
No, it's not Galaxy. It was, Chin was saying the audio was too low for him, so
Oh.
I told him to turn it up on his end. But yeah, you can change the type of clothes that they have, and you can also give him a necklace.
I could.
It's in chest area though. That one's a pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, necklace.
Yeah. I know how to traverse this area pretty well. I've learned a lot about Hero Forge. And I've been kind of keeping up with stuff.
Fucking bikinis. Goddamn. Not for
To
this
be
lad.
fair. Yeah. You give him a kilt. That's a schoolgirl skirt.
Oh, shit. Hang on.
But yeah, you could give him a kilt. A kilt while dual wielding his prayer wheels. Oh my god. Oh, this poor boy. Oh, that one's good.
Yeah, I think this works.
Yeah.
Let's see. Feet. No shoes. You don't need it. No. Gear. Where's the prayer reels?
You could type it in the search bar. I don't think they have prayer wheels though.
Pray. We got guns.
They got shotguns.
Let's see, let's find the closest thing to a prayer wheel. This is where, it's kind of it. It's got the shape, but not what we're looking for.
You can also do the search bar thingy with the magnifying glass real quick. And it shows all the other options of types of weapons, and you can go to the one that says, the one that's between the shield and the apple.
Oh, blunt.
Blunt!
Okay, let's see. Staff. Let's see what we got. Oh, these are getting kind of close. Maul, club, war mallet, mallet. Oh! Too big! Morning Star?
Yeah.
It's kind of the right size.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, mace. Whoa! Perfect.
That's something you can do.
We'll put one to the side and we'll go back and take the other one off. Where's the good mace that we found? Oh, right there.
Right there.
There we go. Look at him.
It's in plain sight, you're never gonna find it.
Yep.
You could give him a cloak, a backpack, or a bow.
He does have a backpack from the explorer's kit, so it makes sense to have that.
Yeah.
Back items doesn't need that. No. No. Rings.
You can give him jewelry and shit. I don't think he can wear piercings.
We can't pierce metal unless it's on the nose. Looks like a giant
Too
wart.
big.
No, too big. I don't know how that even works. Mason.
But you can also do stuff with the base and shit. You can add items, add pets. You can make it look nice.
Fuck yeah. Where are the
Oh,
animals?
give me a second. I gotta let in my dog.
Rat. We had rat. Double rat. Actually, no. We will add. What a fox. Oh, you can add multiple rats.
My goodness, that was a whole ass baby. But you know, you could also have him in the other hand hold animals too. There are animal options in the hand
Shit.
equipment shit. But you gotta do the spell search. You gotta do the search thingy.
Oh.
Not the thing by the search bar. The one with the blunt item. I really need to sit you down and teach you how to do that.
Yeah,
But yeah.
you're teaching others as well.
Yeah, I teach. I'm terrible at it though.
Look at this boy and all his animal friends.
Aww. You give him a thrill. And here are the poses. These are the preset poses, and you can also do your own kind of poses. And you can do what the animal poses are doing. With the one of them, anyways.
Yay! I like this one.
Aww. And you can do a face, which has the expressions and stuff.
Ah! This is uncomfortable. Wait, no, now we can figure out what he looks like with teeth. Wait.
No.
I need to know.
No.
Ah! That's terrifying.
Do the sharp teeth. Do the sharp.
Ah! No, that one's kind of okay, but no. No, 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 no. Ah, no, no, no.
Oh no! What if he just has a bunch of teeth in his mouth from the skeletons of the animals he's found in the forest?
I hate that. No.
Oh, this is so cursed.
Extremely.
Oh no! Now I want to make a robot with their mouth open and sharp teeth. So if you see that tri-point thingamabob,
Yeah,
right by the twist thingy,
yeah.
that's how you can manually move stuff. Click on it. That's how you can manually move and alter things. And you can also, if you look at the top part of it, you can also change limbs and shapes of animals and stuff, and shapes of your body and stuff.
Okay.
Except for the lower half. Maybe not that tilted. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
And another thing you can do, you see familiar bee?
Oh yeah.
On the right, on the left side. On the other side of things,
I can turn the rat.
on the pose side, you see underneath eyes on familiar bee.
Oh, that.
Click on that. You can change the pose of that nobody.
I'll make them. No, I want you to look up.
You could also
That
do.
works.
You can do his advanced pose for him,
Yeah.
for the little familiar buddy.
There.
Yeah.
Now, we can color him.
Yes.
Ah!
Ah!
No, why are they? No! No!
You can change the color of it. Don't worry, you can change it. You can change it.
It's so terrifying. Oh, scary.
So, you can't change the colors. What you can do is you can use these as a preset for all the other colors, and you can change the colors with paints.
Okay. Oh, it took the eyes away. Thank the Lord.
So what you can do is you can also next go to theme, which is right below body on the left-hand side.
No, Galaxy, what you don't understand is this is one of the robot eyes preset.
Well, yeah, no, actually, you chose the human eyes.
What? But it's robot eyes. What?
It's because of the color palettes, they usually have specific ones, and you chose the humanoid eyes instead of the robot eyes, so it's gonna put human eye colors on the human eyes.
That's fucking terrifying. But
Yeah.
whatever.
But you can change the colors and adjust for them. Also, it's changing the colors of your rats.
I'm aware. I see them. I see them being their
It's-
best selves down there.
Oh, they're so cute.
I think those work.
And, well, if you go, we don't have those yet, but you go into paints, and you look on the bottom of the screen with the paintbrush,
Yeah.
where you go in the middle one, and it fills all the colors that are that one spot, that one color, so you can replace colors entirely.
Okay.
So, like, if you want to change the color of his robes, you can change everything that is that color. And you see, on the top row, you can see the types of things, and if you want him to have glass eyes, you can use the glass things. They don't have robot eyes in the robots area.
Sad.
That's where you use the glass options. And they have some really good colors. A lot of this is exploring.
Yeah.
And with the different areas and different colors, it gives different textures. So if you want him to have metallic eyes, you can choose the metal option. I don't recommend choosing flesh for his eyes. No.
Flesh eyes.
No! No. Plant eyes.
Plant eyes.
That is actually a pretty good color.
Ooh. I like that one. Doesn't jive well with that. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
If you have a lot of options you can work with this website in particular. They give you a lot to work with, but they are still adding and they're still expanding their options, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of us do use Hero Forge, but some of us are still learning about Hero Forge. I've been using Hero Forge for ages now, even before they added the paint option. And now that they have added the paint option, it makes things so much easier for coloring and stuff. And it's also good to make a character reference for art and stuff, and to do poses and shit.
Yeah.
It's what I use to help me figure out what some of my characters look like Pike, or Pike's my star caller. Like Pike, or a lot of other options I do have, which is where I learned what I wanted for characters.
Yeah. I think our boy is done.
Yep, so what you do is you go to Hero.
Oh.
You click on Hero on the top right area.
Okay.
Sadly, you can save him, and you can't save him because you aren't logged in, but you can screenshot him for later use. But this is where it's fun to log in. Because then you can save all of your characters. And I have logged in and saved all of my dudes. So this is where you can log in and you can do these kind of things. And it's completely free and it's fun to use. You will end up making a lot of different characters.
Now I can save him.
You can save him and you can rename him. So he has a name. Karthus J. Wiggle.
Karthus J. Wiggle.
I love his name. Thank you for making that compromise.
Yes.
And there we go. We have made the character sheet, made the character, and that's a good reference for art stuff, but you don't have to, when you're drawing your character, you don't have to stick to what you made here, of course.
Exactly.
It's good for just a base.
And another good thing for just base is a site called Pit Crew. If anyone knows what this site is, it's a bunch of character creators all wrapped up into this nice little package for you to find, and there are so many different and diverse ones, but they do have a few robot creators. And this one, Mechanic Maker, this is the one that I like using.
I have not used this one before.
This is a good one.
Oh, face.
Yeah,
oh no,
it's a bit disturbing at starting out, but like
oh no,
we can make the eyes like
oh,
anything but.
I actually like those cartoony eyes. No, the one right by it. Those ones are kind of cute.
Those
Look
are
at that
cute.
wholesome boy.
I always like using these ones.
Oh yeah, those ones are cute.
Fuck eyebrows.
The fuck you would need eyebrows for?
He's a robot. You don't need this shit. No.
But yeah, you can always find ways to make your own character for references and stuff. While it is fun drawing your characters, as a lot of people do tend to— Ew, what is that, the tongue?
We're not touching that.
Ew!
We're not touching that.
Do the little cat face thing that's underneath the teeth one. Look at that!
Baby.
That's cute!
Baby.
But, no, you can do a lot of things with this. And it's always fun to make your characters. Just remember, there is no limits to the imagination, but you also have to make sure things are okay with your DM.
Always make sure things are okay with your DM.
And vice versa. DM always make sure your things are okay with your players. Make sure your players are in a safe and comfortable environment. Otherwise, things can go badly.
Oh, things can and will go badly if you don't discuss shit with your players.
Yeah. You always have to make sure your players are safe, and vice versa. Oh, look at this wholesome boy.
Wholesome little lad.
I love him so much. Oh, look at our son. Oh.
Baby. I like this one. And there we go. There we go. Now we have another reference for Karthus that we can use for later.
Yeah.
I'll just save that.
Yeah. I just went on a whole spiel again. My bad.
Oh, you're fine. Gives me time to mess around with something. But
Messing around.
hell yeah. If anyone in the chat has any questions, we are fully willing to answer them.
Yep.
See, what else did we have set up for tonight?
Yeah, what else?
I think we actually
We've been
covered all the
at
bases.
this for a few hours. Damn! We did everything! Woo!
Woo!
I can go die! I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not allowed to die yet. Yet. But character creation is always fun.
Yeah.
And it can be a long process, but a lot of it is writing stuff down, copying and pasting, and making a design and making a story. That's what a lot of D&D characters are stories.
Yeah. They are a story within the story that you have been put into.
And even the most simple of characters, you can make a human fighter and you can give them an incredible story and they don't have to be boring.
Mm-hmm.
Always have a good story. And if you need help,
Ask your DM or ask your fellow players.
ask your DM, ask your friends, and ask your players. Because, you can always do stuff like link backstories. That's always fun to do.
Yeah, no, linking backstories and corroborating with other players is always really fun.
Yeah.
Because it makes
When
for
you
a more
link
interesting
backstory.
campaign. If your characters
Yeah.
already know each other a little bit, and maybe they don't know some of the other characters, and that can lead to some interesting conflicts.
Yeah. I mean, the best example I can give was I keep referring back to this because this was a really fun campaign. But in my first campaign, Tyler and I made our characters best friends growing up. And Tyler's character got kidnapped, and my character got sent to jail. But when my character went out of prison and went on their merry way, continuing to be a criminal and now an assassin, they went to steal money for their family and also went to find their best friend. But when they find their best friend, they don't know that it's their best friend. They just think it's some random ass stranger. Which led to a lot of cool story shit.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah, you can have backstories be linked, but your characters don't know you're linked. It's fun to do stuff like that.
Hell yeah, exactly what Galaxy said.
Yeah, Galaxy. You tell them with your wisdom and shit.
One last thing I would like to mention is when it comes to your references, what I like to put down in these private or other notes so that your DM knows what they're looking at, and if they need to grab the reference themselves, what I suggest you do and what I like to do is grab the actual thing you're using for a reference and put it in here, letting the DM and others looking at your sheet know what that is so that they can grab that link and quickly run off with it in case they need a reference.
Yeah.
Which is always useful for them. But now I want to find a nice piece of dragon calcite that's gonna be like a cute little fucking chest plouf.
Honestly, I'm thinking one of the ones in the top row.
Yeah?
So that...
Oh, wait! This one.
No, the one right by it, I was thinking.
One right next to it?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
But that one's kind of like slanting a bit.
That's what I was thinking. The way it would be like placed in the chest is the one where the part where it's laying flat on the person's head is inside the chest, so it's slanting upwards like a floof. You gig?
I kind of like this one though, how it's more like straight up. It reminds me of like a Sonic the Hedgehog kind of, like those characters kind of floofy like.
Yeah.
Like this man's chest floof. Kind of like that. Because that's what I'm going for.
Nipper, I swear to God, get up.
So I think
Get
I'll
up from
stick
there.
with this one.
That's a good reference. Also, if I disappear, it's my cat's fault.
Oh, you're fine.
She's on my computer again. Yes, hello, Miss Nipper. Don't stick your tongue out at me.
Is there any other thing we need references for? I think there is one other thing. What his vestments look like.
What would his vestments look like? What colors would he use?
I know we picked out some already that were sort of a blue in tone. So we need some kind of light blue vestment. Something akin to this, but without all the biblical shit on it.
Oh, yeah.
So let's try blue vestments. Okay, that's pretty. And it's already got gold accents on it to complement his already gold plating.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that pretty blue.
We're using this one.
Stop being a shit, my god. Otto, my cat's being dumb.
Oof. Yeah, no, it is really interesting to think about all the little intricacies that would go on, and
A
why
lot of story
your
stuff
character
can
is
be
this or
done
this.
with this.
Or what I'm thinking is because, like, he is still a warforged, so perhaps he was always programmed to follow a path of the druid, and that was something the kobolds just simply couldn't reprogram, because it didn't feel right to change who he was.
Kobolds have more respect than humans.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of stuff where humans are the main asshole race.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else that
Like-
needs it?
For example, in another campaign,
I think that's it.
humans basically destroyed the entire Dragonborn kingdom, where the Dragonborns had to run away and seek refuge in the Dwarven kingdom.
Jeez. Yeah.
Which is horrible. Yeah, humans are the asshole.
And when it comes to why our character was abandoned and left to die, we don't know. Maybe it was humans. Maybe it was his actual parents. Now this is where I say, this is an element you can leave for the DM to play with. And when the DM can play with this, they can hook it into the story and give you a goal to sort of look for. Like, say, if I ever bring this character into a campaign, maybe the DM is like, you got a message from what you assume might be your actual parents, so you're going out on a journey to find them.
God damn it. Oh, God.
Jeez. Anyway. It's fun little open-ended stuff.
Go to the light tune. Have fun.
It's fun little open-ended up stuff you can leave like that for the DM to play with and to tie you into the story more, so you're not just kind of there for some reason. It's sort of to deviate from the, alright, you guys are all in the tavern for your own reasons kind of thing.
Yeah. Having backstory reasons linked to the campaign is always fun to work with. As a DM, it's fun to see what the players come up with, but it's also fun of how you can use that for the story to help them.
Yeah.
And to help make it a more interesting story. It's one of the things I love about being a DM, is being able to link the characters somehow to the main story. And give them a reason to want to help.
Advice we give when it comes to playing your character, like, obviously you can always do a voice. You don't have to, though. That's purely just for aesthetic purposes. Because doing a
voices are
robot
fun,
voice
though.
is hard.
Well, no, this is where I use my big old friend, what we like to call voice mod.
Not everyone has voice mod.
Fair enough. But voice mod is something fun to get.
Yes.
I recommend it.
Voice
and I'm
mod
gonna
is-
switch back to my normal voice.
Yeah. I have voice mod as well. I don't have it set up on here yet, but I can swap it really quick.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fun though.
It is.
Voice mod is useful. And it's also useful as a DM to use. You know why? Because as the DM, you can do spooky shit with this thing. If you like scaring your players, you can do spooky things.
Yeah, for example,
Like-
actually,
actually have a spooky one too. Ooh, let's hear it. Ooh, this is my spooky. I am so spooky. Rawr. Ew, ew. I gotta smoke it. There we go. Oh, yours is so cool.
How
One's
is
cool.
this one?
Oh yeah, it's a cool one.
I
which
hope
one's
it's
this one?
working on Twitch.
You can just switch from voice to voice to voice
You can. It is.
to voice.
It's a very useful tool.
Yeah. There are a lot of tools you can use for DMing and for character creation.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you want to do, like, voices for your character, you can do weird accents.
Yeah. The other,
If you really want to try.
The other nice thing about voice modding is, like, obviously we're not sponsored by any of this, but it allows you to create your own custom voices.
Yep.
So
Which is some of the ones I showed.
You can really highly customize it to whatever you want.
Yeah. And yeah, voice mod's very useful. And as a DM, another useful tool I use, because I really like the map making portion of D&D. I like the maps.
Yes.
It's fun to use.
We get-
I use Roll20
Roll20 is
and
good for
Incarnate.
maps. Incarnate is good too. I believe. Oh, this is a good one for generating entire world maps. Asgard's fantasy map generator.
I use Incarnate to make my own maps.
This is if you don't feel the strength to make your own maps. You can have this make maps for you, as well as if you want to go in depth and make the town. There is a town map generator that I have somewhere.
My resources thing real quick.
Medieval fantasy generator, is this it? Yes, this is the one.
Another thing I do have for DMing that Tyler gave me is it's an encounter
another one.
calculator.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is something I've been using as a DM. I'll shoot you the link, Otto. This is one thing I've been using.
Let's open that up. Ah, okay.
It helps you calculate encounters for monsters and stuff, and to make sure you don't accidentally kill your party.
That's very good. For someone who like, I fly by the seat of my pants and I just improv on the spot, I don't have this problem because I can balance encounters pretty decently.
Well, I use it because I do a lot of homebrew.
Right.
That is one of my main things. I homebrew monsters. I make really creepy shit to fuck with people's minds, but I also try to make sure they're balanced, and this helps me balance it.
Right.
And there's also another thing I found that helps me with character stuff. It's a stat block maker. Let me find it. I have to find the thingamabob. It really helps out a lot of dumb things. Stat blocks are fun to make.
Oh, hi, Chad. Yes, it is. Get your ass in here.
Yeah. Come on in, chat. We're giving DMing advice.
We're bringing in
Guys,
another
this
D&D veteran.
This is someone who is very awesome with their DMing.
He's
Hello.
very-
He makes great NPCs, he makes great balanced encounters, and he's an awesome DM.
Wow, do you really just have to oversell me like that? I'm kidding. This is the right sell.
You're amazing at your thing, and you've helped me be a better DM myself.
Yeah, and now
I
that
only hope
you've,
you highlight what makes you good already.
now that you've sent this,
Hey,
Anita,
wait, no.
it's reminded me of another good resource. Now, let's say you're not very good or at creative at making characters, and you just want to get something made. Well, you can bypass most of the process we did on this stream with this.
Oh, is
tool.
it Fast Character?
Hang on, there's a character generator. Is this it?
Well, there's one I use
This
called
one.
fastcharacter.com.
Oh yeah,
This.
as a thing, Dav, you're right. Encounter calculators are amazing. The thing is, CR is BS in 5e. Let's not even talk. Like, let's not even.
Yeah, CR is kind of dumb.
Here's
Yeah.
also one thing I use for character creator.
I just kind of.
Send in the chat.
Oh heck yeah!
But yeah, this
Yeah,
it's the
Deb,
same site
chat
that
is
for
great.
the stat block generator. This generates entire characters for you, and you can set parameters for what it does and doesn't use. So you can just set it to use everything or take out anything that your DM doesn't allow. You can generate a character all your own. It names them,
Oh yeah!
gives them a background, a class, how old they are,
Ooh!
all kinds
Wait a
of
minute,
stuff.
Otto.
What?
Can you send me
Tavros.
this?
Oh my god. Oh, you want me to send this?
Yeah, send that my way, cause I need that for like
Is that a
NPCs
Homestuck
and
reference?
shit. I need that myself, cause honestly, Fast Character is good and all, but
Yeah, this
man,
gives you
is
everything.
it hard to
Not
make.
only does it
It's
give
hard
you
to make
these,
NPCs.
not only does it give you these nice little informational cards, if you also go down here, it gives you all of this information so you can just copy and paste it right into your sheet.
That is awesome.
Like, look at all
Honestly,
that.
that is great.
Look at all this information it just gives you.
And it's already given me a tiefling druid circle of the shepherd criminal named Nurgle.
Oh, I don't know if you guys covered this, but I'm going to see if we can cover our bases here with this.
Yeah.
All right, so Anita, read off what you just got randomly rolled there again.
Tiefling druid named Nurgle.
Now, remember, there's a very important thing you got to understand. Most D&D tables are not Adventurers League, and you don't really need to match up race stat bonuses with what your class is.
Oh, we are. That's,
yeah,
we
we
discussed that minute one.
That
Oh,
was one of the first things I covered, because if you want to make a wacky character, that's what we did with Karthus here. He is a Warforged druid who was raised by kobold monks.
Oh, that's grand.
His name is Karthus J. Wiggle.
What does the J stand for?
That is the
Nobody
name.
knows.
Jiggle!
Oh, is he secretly part seal, Anita?
No, sadly, I just wanted him to be named Wiggle Jiggle, but Tyler objected.
Tyler's a coward, confirmed.
Yeah.
Hang
But-
on, we're gonna make an acronym out of Jiggle for his middle name. That'll be his program shit.
Jovial.
No, we did not cover how to come up with names and name suggestions,
Okay.
but with names, those can be pretty difficult. But it also depends on the type of character you want to make.
It also just depends,
If you want to give
it depends on the
if you
type
want to
of,
give meaning to the character, look up stuff.
Yeah, it also just
Yeah.
depends on the person you are and if you're able to come up with names on the spot, like me. Because most of the names for my characters I came up with on the spot, and I did not need time to think about it.
Most of my character names have some level of importance.
Yeah, like
My first character, her name's Ashlyn, which is based off of one of my favorite characters in The Secret of Kells.
Secret of Kelsey.
And that's a great movie. I love it so much.
That studio
and
makes
she's
a
one
ton
that-
of good movies.
That studio's great. I want to watch Wolfwalkers. Anyways,
Oh, Wolfwalkers is amazing.
don't you dare spoil it.
You want to watch it with us
I just
later?
said it's amazing.
Wait, you guys have a way to watch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already have.
Yeah, we'll watch it later. We'll do that
Yeah.
later. But
Oh, elven naming structures to have. Yee.
Hello, Nipper. What are you doing on my
but
computer
here's
again?
a method that I like. Here's a method that I like doing.
Oh man, we can see some of your search history.
Shut up.
You like Vampire the Masquerade too?
Maybe.
And you didn't tell me?
Yeah.
You're
But-
the only one who knows what a Malkavian is. What the fuck? I like
About that.
Malkavians. They're my favorite vampire.
Anyway,
Do you know how many conversations I've sat in with that going on around me?
but
Yeah.
anyways,
That's what Kit Kat used to be. She was a Malkavian.
here's what I like to do. I like to take old languages like Greek, Roman, or Latin, and what I do is I take the general concept of what this character is and I translate it into one of those languages and I use that for their name. So say that one of their really good character traits is that they are kind.
Dev, you
Kind.
have great taste.
Their name would be Eidos.
Yeah, I kind of did the same thing with
Or if they're a kind ruler, their full name is that.
Ευγενικός βασιλιάς.
But I try to
Some-
keep it short and sweet.
That's what I did with Rain, because that was my German bard who was trying to keep himself disguised, so they disguised themselves as a male. So I found a male variant of their name, which is just Rain in German, which is Regen.
Ooh.
Yeah. So you can find
That's how I came up with the name.
you can find all different kinds of concepts. So like, say that your character is based off of a certain culture or ethnicity. Let's say for example they're a fucking let's just say that they're Chinese for some reason. Let's
Yeah.
find a Chinese name.
Oh yeah, good recommendation. Galaxy Fantasy Art Fantasy Name Generator. Never a bad direction to go.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
Fantasy
place
name
to go
gen-
to
like
for
yeah, no,
names.
hang on, let's go to that real quick.
And then there's my naming conventions that, unfortunately, these two know. I'll sometimes make a pun or a portmanteau of two words. For example,
And puns are amazing.
I know, but there's an example. Recently, I played and I shit you not, a worm on a string Dragon Soul sorcerer.
Yeah! That's in
And
my
her name.
campaign.
Yeah, and her name was artificial because she was like artificially created life.
I love
And then
her.
you have one of my deities in one of my settings, Bumbleclaw, which you already get a good idea what that's derived from. But he's a Jamaican scorpion death god, and he's great. The most chill thing
yeah.
you'll ever meet.
I told my
Thank
oh,
you,
by the way,
Dad.
Chad, I told my dad about Bumbleclaw.
What did he say?
He loved them.
Oh, that's great.
Wonderful. But yeah, you can use Fantasy Name Generator. It gives you all these options for different types of names you can pick. And it always gives you a big, decent handful. And if you don't like any of them, if you want specifically male or female names, boom, now you got that little handful.
It's a very useful generator. It gives a lot of great names.
But back to this, when you're translating into different languages, you gotta make sure, like, okay, say for example our character is mean.
吝啬的、
Or cruel.
残
Oh, I
酷、
spell cool.
残酷、
Oh, whoops.
Ruel.
残忍的、 残酷的人、
And there we have a name. Their full name would be that, but shortened as maybe a nickname, just Chunku.
Chunku,
Yeah.
you said. Hold on a second.
I should just name a
Give it
bad
an
guy
idea.
that.
残酷的人、
Also, Chad.
Oh no, flashbacks to the Anakin and Obi-Wan video. Oh, jeez.
Nipper, what are you doing, you cutie?
我恨你、
Oh, damn it. Hang on, wait,
Come
Japanese.
here, you ass little shit.
大嫌い、
Oh, it doesn't work.
Ooh.
Whoops.
Guys.
What are you trying to do?
Nipper's cute.
But yeah.
残酷
Also,
的人，
the Google Translate kind of sounds like it's saying Chanku the Red. So that could be like what people who don't hear accents very well might hear. So that could be an interesting title for an evil character.
Oh yeah.
That am true.
We are all learning a lot today.
Yes, we are. But now back to this.
Alrighty, jiggle. Alright, jovial,
What does jovial mean?
Intelligent.
happy.
Oh,
I'm gonna go probably intelligent there.
intelligence.
Great. No, good. Fuck. No, that's not.
Ah, yeah, that totally starts with a G. Good old gfuck.
Yeah, fuck. There we go. Perfect.
Hang on, wait.
That reminds me of those really weird like shit posts. You know the ones that I'm talking about.
No.
With the acronyms that don't really spell it out correctly. I'll send you an example. Give me a second.
But another thing to say is, puns are fun. Puns are amazing. Could put
Yeah.
loving. But one reason I say puns are fun is my whole existence is a pun. I'm just one big dad joke.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
To those who don't know, my name is Anita Baker. You put those together, sounds like people needs a baker, and I'm just gonna keep asking that.
Gosh.
I think we
Well, you
got
got
it.
two bakers in call with you.
I think
Wait,
we got it.
elongator. What is that? Is that just like a long boy kind of deal?
No. The whole thing out. Jovial intelligence, gratification giving, life elongator.
Oh.
Oh, that's so cute! Look at this boy is just so wholesome. He is our wholesome boy.
Very wholesome boy.
If anyone
So,
hurts him, I will hurt them.
So what exactly did y'all cover, just so I don't like repeat another thing?
We covered a lot.
We covered the basics of making a
Yeah, that makes
character,
sense.
all of the things you have to go through to make the character, and develop them properly. As well as explaining pretty much everything on the character sheet.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we did a lot of explaining stuff. I sounded like a big brain nerd, and I'm slowly just dying.
Well, Anita, you are big brain. For you to come up with the stuff that you do, big brain.
No!
You can't disagree with me. Artificial's
No,
in
no.
your campaign.
In reverse, Chad, you make great things too.
Oh, I wholeheartedly accept that. Now, I accept the fact that you make great things.
Now,
Fine.
I think one thing that we didn't go too into depth, but we can have a nice lengthy discussion on, is how to get inspiration.
Now, are we talking like inspiration for a character or DM inspiration?
Inspiration for pretty much anything D&D related, I believe, because there was a scenario I mentioned a while back for creating this character that we were set into parameters for. Now, this is an actual start of a campaign that I had, and let me show you where I got the inspiration for it. Let's see. Yes. I I got the inspiration for that from this album cover.
Ooh. Oh, that character.
Yeah, you remember who that is, Chad. You were a part of that for a little
Yeah.
bit.
That character is insanely cool.
Inspiration comes from anywhere. It can come from music, it can come from things you've seen, it can come from things you've watched, read, or heard.
Yeah. Now,
Here's a
it
good
comes-
example.
now
I
let
can come-
me,
Yeah, go ahead, Chad.
Tyler sent me the Pizza Hut maid outfit, and I made an entire character based on that concept alone. It is. Otto, can you pull that up?
Oh, the Pizza Hut character?
No, the Pizza Hut maid outfit, so
Oh,
people understand exactly what I'm.
hopefully we don't pull up something not safe for work.
You got the safe search go. Actually, here, you know what? Let me just find the photo and
You
just
find the
give that to
photo,
you.
I'll get the Pizza Hut character.
Oh, you saved her?
And
She's still in the art chat, ain't she?
How dare you?
show your
You're
art.
gonna put my art on blast on stream now?
I'm going
Yes!
to advertise my
Oh,
husband
no.
whether he likes it or not.
He's
I
got
don't
great
even
art.
have a commission sheet. Why would you do this to me?
Who says you
Okay,
have
to
have
everyone
one?
who's watching, Chad is an amazing artist. He's been
He's
drawing
one of
his
the few
character,
one of us who went to college.
and he's been drawing his character for my campaign, and it is glorious.
But yes, this is his Pizza Hut D&D character.
I
Yeah.
could also give references for the things he's drawn for his character artificial.
Yes, Pizza Hut outfit. Yes, he got the inspiration for the Pizza Hut character from this outfit. He
Yeah.
took this and he made this.
And yes, this is a warlock under the patron of actually Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
Her weapon is a giant pizza cutter.
Now,
Fight me.
in a similar fashion of inspiration, let me go grab it. You see that character on the cover there, right?
Yeah.
If you'll allow me one moment to grab it, I know it's here somewhere in my folders.
As I just drop in general Chad's art and put it on blast.
You wouldn't fucking dare. Oh, you already dared.
Otto, show these wonderful people his art because it's amazing.
Anita, this is a chat exclusive to the podcasters.
Oh, well, no, you can click on the link and
Yeah,
then
you-
have
Oh,
those
that's
open
what
up
you
on
mean.
your browser.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's what
I'm dumb Rhombus.
No, you're not done.
Dumb rum. I'm gonna take that and use that actually.
This is artificial. The worm on a string character. They are a
There.
retextured shifter, draconic bloodline sorcerer.
Yep, this is what I did. I did this entire. Let's see. The funny thing about me, when I'm really just okay. Usually, when I make a character concept, it always starts off as a shit post, and it somehow becomes a fully fledged out character. Like, okay, Otto Lothian, aka Mickey Mouse voice McGee.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do the voice in either. Don't worry.
Thank you. It's
Or
okay.
like how Jason was literally his entire gimmick was that he was a Kyle. Literally chugging Monster Energy drinks and punching holes in drywall.
Yeah.
place I got good character inspiration from was when I made my mermaid variation of Ashlyn. I think I
That's
was
my favorite
watching
variant.
absolute badass, I know. But I think I was watching Song of the Sea or another mermaid based oceany movie. Well, oh no, I was watching this TV show on Netflix called, what was it called? It was The Hollow, I think it was.
Oh, the
And there was
Hollow.
Oh, I know the Hollow. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I was watching the second season, and there's a whole water portion in some of the season episodes, and I was watching it because I'm a big fan of the series. I thought it was really cool, so I was watching it, and I was drawing, and then I ended up doodling a mermaid, and then I'm like, huh, this mermaid looks pretty cool. I'm gonna color it. Oops, it's accidentally Ashlyn. And
Yeah.
now I have a whole story for her, and it's really cool.
Like, and also there's another thing. You need not be embarrassed by what your inspiration is. In fact, I'm going to put myself on blast right now. My favorite OC, who I'm too scared to make for D&D because I don't want anything to happen to my baby boy unless I forcibly make it happen. We'll just drop his first name, Aiden. He originally started off as a Sonic OC. Then somewhere down the line was a Naruto OC. Then he became his entirely own thing. Don't be ashamed of your inspiration. It's okay wherever your character came from.
Yeah.
As long as you go forward and make it your own.
You want to know one of my weirdest inspirations? What I think is my weirdest inspiration. I made a Draconequus OC from My Little Pony, who
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
was created by Discord because he felt alone because he was the last of his kind. But because they were a young Draconequus, their magic was too uncontrolled and chaotic. So Celestia, the bitch that she was like, we can't have this thing around my people. I'm sending it away. And banished her to Earth, where she lived as a humanoid-looking creature. And her whole thing was she was stuck on this planet, her chaos magic not as strong because her magic came from Equestria itself, got herself captured by a bunch of humans, branded, and her whole soul was bound to another human who was constantly reincarnating.
Wait, hold on, I'm seeing a couple of through lines of something that I enjoy. Don't take this the wrong way, alright?
Yeah.
I'm seeing a few similarities. So do y'all remember the movie Dragonheart?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm just saying I'm getting those kind of vibes right now, and that's a good thing because I'm able to relate it to something that I thoroughly enjoy.
I think I remember what Dragonheart is. Give me a moment.
Dragonheart is really good.
Sean Connery, the dragon.
Oh yeah, this one! I have
yes,
not watched
boy.
that
I
movie
breathe
in
fire.
years.
Oh.
But I repurposed those two characters, the reincarnating soul and the Draconequus OC, and turned the Draconequus OC into Lady Oblivion, the Calm Chaos.
Oh, that's the character.
Yeah! And I turned the reincarnating soul into something that was going to show up in one of Otto's things, the Robin Hood campaign, named Lucid Murdoch, who is a reincarnating soul, and they are basically
I
a
finally
mob boss.
found it. It's so old. Keep in mind this is really old, but basically from that album
still love
cover, this little character in the middle, I was inspired to make this.
Yeah.
The thing on
And
his
there was
back
another
is like one
variant
of
that you
those
drew
rice
of him
hats.
as well later.
No, this was the only picture of him I ever made.
I remember seeing a different one of him that you showed me.
I need to pin this though, so I don't fucking lose it, because I lost it somewhere along the way in my actual files, so I need to pin that and keep that there. Anyway, yeah, inspirations can come from literally anything.
Oh man, I just got hit with the hardest bout of deja vu.
Hmm.
Oh, that hit hard. Anyways,
What's up?
inspiration can come from anywhere, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And don't be ashamed of your inspiration.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing to have.
Yeah, like, example, a story that I'm currently writing for college and plan to turn into a book, I got an inspiration for all of it from a single image in Google. Would you like
They
to
do
see
be
that?
like
It was
that.
an MLP image, by the way.
Ah yes, My Little Pony. I love My Little Pony.
Now, it's from a very specific artist. Is this artist, actually.
Oh, there. Yeah, the corrupted
That
spike.
right there. That's where it came from. That's where my inspiration for the entire thing came from. This spike image right here. That's where my inspiration for a fucking book came from.
And spoilers, it's good. What, do you want me to lie?
I could probably find one of the songs that inspired my current campaign I'm working on called Eye of the Storm.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
It's
about
literally
White,
a song called Eye of the Storm.
Songs are definitely a thing that are, at least for me, heavily inspire.
I gotta find the right song though. Oh, there it is. It's written by White, Eye of the Storm. I'll drop the link in the Discord for auto stuff so you guys can listen to it. Or where can I
Don't
put
know
it?
if it's copyright free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
I
don't-
don't know about that being copyright.
That's why I put it. I'm putting it in Goodreads so you guys can listen to it. I just don't want to get auto copyrighted and get in trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
But mentioning another thing that getting inspiration for, not just characters or like D&D settings, I got an inspiration for a D&D item that I made once. So, have either of you seen the movie Animal Crackers?
What?
The what?
Oh yeah!
This movie.
Yeah!
Yeah. I got an inspiration for a D&D item called... what did I call it? Hang on. Called Crackers of Race Change. Where it basically works exactly how those animal crackers work in the movie. You eat one of the crackers shaped like a race, and your race changes to whatever you just ate. And then a cracker of your own race is put back in the box for you to eat.
I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Can you just turn it into biscuits? Just...
Okay, but animal crackers, though.
Okay, but putting that word with race is kind of like that's
Also,
these are things to consider. These are
Okay.
things to consider when naming things. That's I'm saying.
We will
Hydrate so you
rename
don't
it.
dehydrate, bitch.
Okay, how about this? We'll name it to Cookies of Race Change.
There we go.
Here we go. Hydrate.
Hydrate before you dehydrate.
Yeah.
Seriously, hydration's very important.
That
Yes,
is an
it is.
inspiration I got from that.
That is good inspiration. So, you want to know what was inspiration for one of my monsters?
Okay.
These things are called the Scoth. They are
Ooh.
terrifying monsters that hide in abandoned homes. They are usually tend to be on their own. They're tall black creatures with very skinny limbs and long claws. They typically have glowing eyes and long silvery hair. Their whole thing is that when you look at them, if you keep eye contact and if you don't succeed your saving throw, you will see the person you love the most. Or someone you haven't seen in a long time. And you will want to protect them and keep them safe. But also, this creature feeds on your love and feeds on your hopes and your dreams. And part of the inspiration was from changelings from My Little Pony. And another thing was I was at work and I was drawing and I wanted to doodle something that fucking spooked me and I came up with a terrifying monster.
Heck yeah, you did a really good job with it,
Hell
I'd like
yeah.
to say. 'Cause that's terrifying me right now.
Bringing
And-
up in a vein of spooky things, if I may.
Yeah.
A song as well inspired me for a set of 2 characters who have been reoccurring villains in some of my campaigns. Well, not exactly villains, but sort of lackeys to the main antagonist, or just small chaotic forces all their own. This is the ringleader and the assistant.
These two.
Chad's aware of these 2. Now,
Hyper aware.
I got them from as an inspiration from a song by the music composer Ghost, if anyone knows who that is.
I do.
I don't. I'm uncultured sometimes.
Let me go find them. Is this them? This is not Ghost. This is not the Ghost that I know. Ghost!
I'm trying to find one of my other monsters you did art for. Because you drew a very terrifying monsters that my players had to face against called the Dream Eater.
Oh,
yeah.
those.
I love this monster. It is so spooky. Let's see, Dungeon for the Masters, so you
Aha.
can share.
There's Ghost. I found Ghost. Okay. Where is it? I just saw it. This song right here. Those Who Carried On. That's where I got the inspiration for these two characters. I'll send it in my Discord server if anyone wants to listen to the song, because I don't think I can actually play it. But
Yeah.
that is the song where I got inspiration from those two characters. And who knows, maybe listening to some of these songs we send yourself may give you inspiration for your own things. In fact, I'll send that Zion song as well that album cover is from.
Monsters are awesome.
They are.
If you want to show the Dream Eater, you can.
Yeah, let me go get it.
Yeah, I put it in general so you can find it easier.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this
You
terrifying
did
thing
great with
that
that
she
one.
commissioned me to make, it took me days to make this.
This is the Dream Eater, also known as the one that takes children. What you see on its body, on its lower half of its body, are the souls of children it's trapped. And the souls that it has in cages are children it's slowly consuming to adapt to its body. In the cages is where they stay. And it is basically a parasite that lives off of children's dreams and their souls. Some little children came into part of this, and this is also another terrifying thing that scares me because it takes advantage of innocent children. That is one of my main fears. Another thing you can do for DM creation, find out what your players are afraid of, but make sure that they are aware that there is a chance that their fears may come up in this.
Yeah.
But you can
don't
also
try to surprise them with that.
Yeah, you can also use your own fears for this kind of thing.
Yeah, or the fears of your character, because either way, it makes for and if you mesh your own fears with your character, it does help you connect with them a bit.
Yeah. So,
like, for our character, for example, he has a built-in programming of abandonment issues.
Why do you have to hit me with that?
It hits everyone very close in this group, Chad, you know it.
You know what, actually, I'm just gonna write it down, right here.
Oh, Nipper, why you gotta look so cute? You're right by the power button again.
Cats?
There it is. Abandonment issues are part of my programming.
Why would you program me to feel abandonment issues?
I mean, that's for his fucked up backstory parents to tell him.
Yeah. And also because he has flawed programming, he has this automatic spell of Thunder
Oh,
Wave.
hello. Who's joined?
Oh, hey, honey.
Hi.
honey.
Hello.
Did not know it was gonna
Welcome
be
to the
this
D&D
late.
stream.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
Hello, everyone.
yeah,
DMing stuff.
another interesting little tidbit we plugged into this character, Chad, that you might find interesting. They permanently have Thunderwave prepared because there is a small malfunction in their system that randomly sets off the Thunderwave spell. Kind of like a part of their machinery is exploding.
I like that.
Cool.
Oh yeah, go for it, Dev. Share your inspirations. Help
Share
inspire other
inspirations.
people.
I feel so bad. I overslept.
But also,
No,
You're
you're
good,
fine.
don't worry.
another
I mean, I
inspiration
joined late because I
for
felt like I was dying. You're good.
one of my villain characters, which is pretty cool, is someone named Kit Kat. They originally were in a Vampire the Masquerade live-action roleplay. They were a Malkavian, and their habit was they wandered around a lot. But that was also because I was still learning how to do roleplay stuff, so I didn't have good characterization. My mom decided, you know what, you want to get back into roleplaying, let's just push you into live action roleplaying, which I was still very uncomfortable with.
Oh boy.
But because of that, I made Kit Kat, who used to be a 4th or 3rd edition halfling rogue whose real name was Catherine, but she went by Cat. I might bring her back too, but Kit Kat became a warlock of the Great Old One vampire with hot pink curly hair and dark skin with purple eyes.
Good
And
old Kit Kat.
they are a chaotic asshole. And their patron is a character that one of my friends made, Toon. He made a really cool character, and his character basically became Kit Kat's patron, which is really cool.
Yeah,
So yeah, Kit Kat's a bad guy, and I love her.
How will you?
I've had experience with Kit Kat. Terrifying.
She knows how to mess with people's minds, and part of her new story is based off of Spinell's story from Steven Universe.
Oh.
Heck yeah.
Nell's story is a good one.
Oh, her Spinell's story is so sad.
It is.
But the way the Kit Kat story goes about it is instead of, going crazy and going to get revenge, what they do is like, oh, new person to follow. I will follow you and you have my loyalty, but now I'm gonna go cause chaos. Bye!
Nice.
Gosh.
Another
And
thing when it comes to inspiration, and something where I gain inspiration for any dragon characters that I make, and this is more so instead of for character
Oh,
inspiration,
yeah.
this is more or less for design inspiration. I use
Ooh.
Flight Rising when it comes to dragon inspirations, and as you can see, I have a lot of dragons. Now, the ones in the hibernation are the one that I use. This
Did you
character.
make Spell?
This is where scales
Yep.
come from. But this one
Oh,
right
yeah.
here, this was actually the inspiration for the dragon god that everyone loves, Tulu.
Hello!
This character was the inspiration for this.
My favorite boy!
And Skell didn't
Your
change
favorite
that much.
deity's favorite deity.
Skell did not change that much, and
Look,
an example picture of how he didn't change that much is this lovely art piece I commissioned from the wonderful Cozy Skeleton.
Look. I'm just gonna say this, Chad. Nirna likes Tulu, okay? Let
no, I
Nirna
know.
like her favorite dude.
Aww.
He understands her. So she's just like, I can vibe with this
Yes,
dude.
and to make sure I give credit to the artist, like all should, I'm
Always
gonna
give
shout
credit to the
out
artist.
Cozy Skeleton like this.
Yeah, no, Cozy's great. They do some pretty bomb streams.
I also got a commission
Hell yeah.
from Crim, but I couldn't find it. All I could find was this one.
Also, Galaxy, of course you know Kit Kat traumatized your character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember when I was playing my bugbear like witch character along with yours in that one
Yeah.
shot?
Yeah, you
That's-
guys got traumatized by Kit Kat, who basically had a bear behead one of your family members in a dream.
But yeah, inspirations come from anywhere. Like all the other characters I have in this hibernation are all characters that I've used in D&D sessions. One of the more prevalent ones being Harris. I love him.
Harris is great.
I love
I
Harris.
have no idea who this dude is.
He was
The
in the
space
Stars
campaign.
Without Numbers campaign.
I was not a part of that campaign.
Anyway,
Makes
That was
sense.
Tyler.
yeah. But I think, aside from that, we've discussed inspirations pretty thoroughly. I think we're done.
Oh, damn.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
So,
Man, I've never been here for an entire stream before. This is a new record.
hell
It feels great, right?
But
Yeah.
that's where we're gonna sign off for now, and we'll see you next time for the next session of Dungeon for the Masters.
Ouch, go wow wow.
Hopefully, I actually get to make it. Make the next one.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna
This
be
is
like an
fun.
hour too late, but I came really came really.
You came in right at the end. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Rest is important. Never let
Yeah,
anyone
you
tell you it's
gotta
not.
take care of yourself.
Keep making stupid characters, keep playing stupid games. Bye bye.
Hell
Have
yeah.
fun.